Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome finally to the Unicorn Overlord review that I've definitely been looking forward to making since basically about halfway through the game.
I've been frothing at the mouth about this ever since we got to Dragonhold. I was ecstatic to talk more about this game.
Yeah,
ever since I started playing it, honestly.
I really wanted to make this review just to sing my praises of how this game, the game that I just gave no two shits about, turned me into a mega fan of this game.
It's such a fucking banger. Who said this game looks cool. It wasn't until I saw a little bit more of it that I really got hooked onto it. And it's one of the few games that for the longest time I haven't bought any new games. This broke that streak. Because I think I haven't bought a new game since I think Three Hopes. It's been a minute.
No, Octopath 2 came out sooner, actually.
Oh, no, that's right. Octopath 2. I think that was the most recent game then.
Yeah.
So that was a year ago.
And for me, that's usually what I do. I don't it seems like every year a new RPG comes out for me that I just have to play. And I am really wondering to see if this game will if it will be my RPG of the year. This game or Yuden when it comes out next week.
I'm not gonna lie, so far it's leaning towards this, but then again, that's because we've had an ungodly amount of time playing this and we haven't played Yuden yet. So my answer might change, but so far Unicorn Overlord has got its fucking hooks in me.
Yeah, same here.
And yeah, I think it's a very easy game to just kind of get addicted to and just be like, this is really good.
Yeah, and I mean,
simple as that.
I know that both of us have got a lot to say about this game, and I mean, some of it's good and some of it, I mean, we're humans, we like to bitch.
True. Oh god, I love to bitch. That's I'm 30% bitch.
So, I'm gonna be using gameplay from my past, just so that way there's something going on in the background. Though I am using Conquest music for this. I know some of you may
don't
be
like getting copyrighted.
Yes, I'm not using Unicorn Overlord music because apparently any other type of soundtrack that I play, it gets copyrighted for some reason, and I just don't want to deal with the hassle. So I'm sorry.
I know that Atlas is really bad with a lot of its copyrights, but this doesn't have anything to do with Square Enix, Squeenix, right? They didn't have any involvement in this game?
No, the only company... The thing is, though, that Atlas actually wasn't the one who published this game. This game was developed by Vanillaware, and it was published by Atlas in Japan. It was actually, for the worldwide release, though, it was published by Sega. Yes, the same company that's behind Sonic the Hedgehog published this game.
That's crazy. I'm not sure who would deal with copyrights in that case, whether it would be Vanillaware, Atlas, or Sega.
Probably Vanillaware, because Sega just published the game. It's the same thing with Persona 5 Royal. Atlas published the Japan release, but Sega published the worldwide release. It's just crazy that those two RPGs.
Didn't realize that.
That's crazy to think about. Persona 5 Royal and this game were published by the company behind the Blue Hedgehog. The company,
honestly is pretty fucking crazy.
The company behind Sonic 06 published this game.
Alright, you don't gotta bring that game into it. You can talk about Sonic without talking about Sonic 06. In fact, I prefer you do.
Sorry, I just had to slip it in there.
Sonic 06, I seen an amazing playthrough of Sonic 06 recently. Yes, it was Mr. YouTube sensation Life Arrow. And oh my god, I just forgot for a while that Sonic 06 was a video game. And it just brought it back into the forefront of my mind. I'm like, oh fuck, this is real.
The trauma.
Oh god. It's so real. Painfully so, even.
So, right. So, now that I got that meme out of the way, so let's, basically we're just gonna start talking about the game, which I think the first thing we need to talk about is the story. So, the story, man, this is actually a tough not to actually talk about. So I guess we'll just I'll try and talk about it as best I can, but I don't make any guarantees.
If you're stuck on anything, I can always start because I do have some things to say.
Well,
if you want to collect your words,
I think I should obviously start with the background of the game, and then as we
that's
just
fair.
So basically, the game starts off with there's not even a difficulty selection, and basically how it goes is that Zenoro, an empire, is invading the land of Cornea, and Elaine, the only heir to the Cornian throne, is whisked away to the Isle of Palavia by Joseph, Queen Elena's most trusted knight, and Elena defends Cornia from the invasion, though she doesn't live to tell.
She dies.
She doesn't live to she doesn't live to tell the tale that Cornia was saved.
Yeah.
By her. So basically, a decade passed, and Elaine, who I believe at the start of the game, when you actually like start playing him, is at the age of 17, if memory serves.
Oh god, that's been such a fucking point of contention, and I don't know.
I'm pretty
because
sure
the
he's
fact
17.
that you can marry. Well, it's the fact that you can marry people like in their probably, I'm assuming, like anywhere from 30s to 40s to 50s. So like, I don't know what his age is. I would hope it's above the age of 18, if not 18. But also, it's just like, oh god.
I don't know.
But at the same time, you can marry your cousin in this game, so I can't fucking say anything about, oh, this isn't great to marry people this age. It's just like, fucking, it's not great to marry her either.
I know,
but here we are.
I'm pretty sure, because we know that a decade passes after these events right here. So
yes, it is exactly 10 years.
Yeah. So I mean, like, he looks. I mean.
I wanna say he's anywhere from 8 to 10.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that.
Yeah.
Though
so
I can try looking it up right now. Give me a second.
But the thing is, so anyway, well, while you look that up, so after a decade of being on Palavia, Zenora finally invades the isle that he's been sanctuaried on. And he basically drives back Zenora and discovers that from Hodrick that
he is 17.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought he was 17.
God damn it! Why? Why do they do Japan? Why do you do this? Cut it out.
To be fair, though, this is right, because in the medieval ages, if you were the age of 15 or above, you were considered an adult actually back then.
We are not living in the medieval ages.
I know, but they are.
So I guess in the medieval ages it's also okay to be like, keep the bloodline pure. I will keep coming back to this, especially when we get to romance, because it pisses me off. This is one of my main contentions.
I know. Plus, also, Alex, like, you have to understand, they are on the planet Earth, and apparently in this Earth, like, magic exists. Oh
my fucking god,
Yeah. So.
Beans. Just fucking beans.
Yeah, no, they actually mentioned Earth, actually. So this is this is an Earth in an alternate like universe, if you want to think about it that way.
Well, I mean, shit, we weren't alive during this time, because they're saying, what was it, like 1180 is like when this happens or something like that? I don't remember.
I think that the narrator brings it up like in the year like 876 or something.
Year of the Hallowed Chronicle, like 11 something.
Yeah,
so I think it's like the 1100s.
Yeah, we're gonna see that pretty soon.
Oh, true, actually.
But as I was saying, so basically, Elaine uses the Ring of the Unicorn on Hodrick and learns that basically a bunch of people from the land of Febrith are under Zenora's mind control magic, and I'm just calling it mind control magic because
the magic of control.
Yeah, I'm just calling it that. Like, we know what. That's
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what it is. Also, I don't like. It's probably. Clicking this video, you're probably aware we're going to talk about a lot of spoilers in this game.
Yeah, I should probably mention that at the start of this video.
Well, I mean, yeah.
We're getting into spoiler territory, and the thing is, though, also
like the entire game.
Keep in mind when we talk about the
gameplay
of this video, me and Alex are talking about playing this game on the tactical gameplay, which is basically the in between normal and expert.
Yeah. I'm working on a true Zenoiran run.
I'm working on an expert run, but Alex, we're locking our modes for those playthroughs in a low box, and we're not talking about them.
That's true, we're not.
Because
we're only talking about the first playthrough.
Because we just started on those playthroughs, and I don't think it's right to talk about those playthroughs, because, you know...
I agree. We haven't gotten far enough to make any actual judgments.
We haven't beaten them, so I don't think it's fair to judge those, you know, difficulties.
I don't think beating Auburn really counts as completing a playthrough, so that's fair. Yeah. You got me there. So anyways, you were mentioning about the magic of control?
Right. So yes, so we learn about that, and after we, you know, free Hodrick from his mind, Elaine and the rest of his party finally arrive back in Cornia, and apparently Scarlet is kidnapped by Renault, and then we're basically going on a kind of like a journey through Cornia to recruit allies, so that way we're strong enough.
I like to call it a crusade.
a crusade to basically rescue Scarlet's. And when we finally rescue Scarlet, we find that she has been taken to a sanctuary, and basically Galerius was able to break the seal. And we get like a divine revelation from one of the great sages that we have to head to Elheim to basically figure out the secrets of the Ring of the Unicorn. But first, we head to Drakenhold to basically help Prince Gilbert and Virginia liberate the entirety of Drakenhold. And once we're finally done with that, though it can go
Virginia is our cousin,
yes.
by the way.
We can either go to Drakenhold or Elheim, though I feel like you should go to Drakenhold first and then...
Based on the levels, yeah. It's a 5-level starting difference between, like... And just overall difference between Drakenhold and Elheim. They end off on around level 15 stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Elheim begins on, like, level 15 stuff.
It's weird because Elheim, you get Rosalinda at level 10, actually.
Yeah, I think it's, like, level 8, level 10.
No, she's literally level 10 when you get her.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Well... I guess that's fair because then it's like, oh, you can explore both like Elheim and Drakenhold and say like, oh, cool, these places. And it'll like for both of those, like once you get into Drakenhold, once you beat that first battle of the liberation, like getting the gate, you get Virginia and Leia. And then as soon as you set foot in Elheim, just going through the forest, you immediately get Rosalinda without having to do anything.
Yeah.
So they give you rewards for that, and you don't even need to like follow up on either of those stories. If you still have shit left to do in Cornea, fuck it, you can bring them along too. They let you do that. You're not like tied to any one thing or locked in.
Yeah, but I do think you're supposed to go through the entirety of Drakenhold first and then Elheim. And plus...
Pretty much, it feels like it.
So once you're done with Elheim, and I'm just going to cut straight to that. Once you're done with Elheim, you basically unbind the Ring of the Unicorn, and through the Ring of the Unicorn, you basically have to have a partner that accepts the Ring of the Maiden. And basically, once you're done with Elheim, you go to Bastorius, where you're basically meant to like free the kingdom of basically like Beast and Beastmen there. And once you've done that, you find that the oh my god, what it's called
Bastorius Blue.
Yes, the Bastorius Blue. That basically it's not only able to control the minds of Beastmen, but it also can create the Beastmen this way, because we
can also revert them, as we've seen with Unifi,
and with Morad. And
yes,
once
it can turn them into beasts and also revert them from that.
And
so, both.
Once you're done with Bastorius, you head to Albion to basically figure out Scarlet's father, who is the Pontifex, which we know that he's dead, and basically
he's a father in an RPG game. He's not going to last long.
And Santio basically was keeping it under wraps that the Pontifex is alive. However, in Albion, you're meant to find the true savior of Vedrith, who basically through scriptures and through Scarlet's father is basically Elaine, which, oh god, like that was a shocker. And
what a surprise.
Yeah.
We're the hero?
Yeah.
No way.
No, Elaine's the hero, not us.
Of course.
So, and then now after you do that, you're basically you have to go to these 6 sanctuaries to basically hear from the great sages, basically the history of like each of the nations, like how the beastmen were made, basically how angels were made in the land of Albion, and basically
you get lore drops.
Lore drops through the 6 sanctuaries, and finally you're meant to assault on Grand Corinne, which is the capital of Cornea, and basically liberated from Galerius. And even though his name is Valmor, I'm just calling him Galerius because that's who he is.
He's not really Valmor anymore at that point.
Because he was Valmor for like 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, he's Valmor when he's fighting Elenia, but after that, he is Galerius.
He adopts a second name, which I didn't know that was possible, and I don't know why he changed his name, and we're not going to get into why, because...
Well, to be fair, it is, like, because he is Galerius. Yeah. Like, that's quite literally, like, that is Galerius in somebody else's body.
Year 895, so that's when this takes place. So
895. Damn, these bitches are old!
So, year 905 is when...
905. That's when Elaine fucks shit up and says, "You're dead."
It's
Fuck
finally
you.
Finally
and then
decides to take back the capital. So once you assault on Grand Corinne, you basically fight the original 4 Dark Marquesses of Zenora, and you basically now are in the inner sanctum of Zenora or of Grand Corinne, and then you fight Galerius. And when you defeat Galerius, you either have a choice of emancipating his soul or strike him down. If you emancipate his soul, you basically free him from Zenora's control and figure out that it's Queen Elenia who's playing host to Galerius, because when she defeated Galerius, her body was taken over by Galerius' soul, I should say.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And if you choose to strike her down, now if you choose to strike her down, you get one of two different endings if you do this. So if you decide to strike her down without going to the 6 sanctuaries or unbinding the Ring of the Unicorn, you basically, Elaine's body gets taken over and Zenora just takes over the entirety of the continent, as well as Elaine's allies that he's gathered.
Yep, they all get Zenora. They get mind control magic.
It's a really fucked up cutscene that I've seen.
It's incredibly fucked up. I've seen it. Dude, it makes me sad.
Yeah. However, if you do unbind the Ring of the Unicorn, visit the Sanctuaries, and you still strike down Galerius, you basically kill your mother, and your body is temporarily controlled by Galerius, but through the Ring of the Man and the Unicorn with the chosen partner, you're able to basically break Galerius' soul, and the game just ends there.
Yeah, they don't really... It's kind of like an FE6, where if you don't get the true ending, then you defeat Deathfield, and it's like, alright, what's next? Nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's more shit to do. It's like, no, there isn't.
Whereas here, you basically kill Galerius, but Baltro lives, and he's just gone.
You don't really talk about it. He just kind of fucked off. And it's like, oh, okay.
So yeah, you basically have a true ending, a normal ending, and a bad ending. Or I guess a true / good ending.
It's a good ending, a bad ending, and a true ending, I should say.
Which I'm fine with. I love it when games do it in multiple endings, because it feels very weird when it's just like just a single ending.
100%.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's nice that they allow you, like, if you're speedrunning the game, for instance, and you don't want to fucking go to all the goddamn sanctuaries, that's fair. You don't have to do that. You're just gonna get a bad ending.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I mean, because
that's fine. It's optional.
Yeah, I like games that have a bad ending because it basically makes you say, "Hey, you fucked up."
Yeah, it's like there was more you could do though.
Yeah,
and also it feels like the actual the actions that you have, and the consequences that can come from doing the wrong actions or not doing the right actions, actually have consequences. For lack of a better term, I'm gonna use a very important phrase that. We like to use a lot. Your choices really matter.
Yeah. And plus, here's the thing. You don't have to go through all that if you actually just want to go to Korean. You can actually get to Korean within the first few hours of playing this game, because there are ways to actually it's not recommended, but you can access Grand Korean very easily, very early on though. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild, how once you're done being the tutorial, you can go straight to the final boss, actually, if you want to.
Time to go fuck up Ganon.
Yeah. I mean, it's not recommended, but you have the option.
Absolutely not. You do have the option, though, which is nice. But yeah, I do like just how adaptive the game can be to your decisions, and how it will really just be it will reward you for taking the time and doing good things, and being a generally good dude and all that shit. But it will also punish the fuck out of you if you just cut it and it's like, alright, I'm going in. We're 4 hours into the game? Final boss, here we go. It's like, you fucked up.
So, after giving basically a brief rundown, or basically a crash course of what the story of this game is, I honestly find that it's okay. Though I will say, though, that it does definitely have some weak points. Specifically, the backstory of Bastorius, I just didn't really care for the story when it came to Bastorius.
I feel like you just got sick of the maps.
I will talk about that'll lead into gameplay, but we're not talking about gameplay first so far. We're talking about the story. I honestly find that the story for the most part is good. I'm not gonna say it's great, but I think it's good. I will say though, I do hate the specific parts of the game where when Zenora's mind control magic comes into play and the Ring of the Unicorn is the only way to basically break it. I'm not a fan of the MacGuffin ring for that. I think that we even called it at that one point in one of our videos.
I will counter you on that later, because I actually have something to say about that.
Okay. And I mean, I understand that it's the only way to break the mind control, but it's I just don't like it. And
nobody likes a MacGuffin. That's fair.
and like it plays basically into like Dragonhold, Cornea, Elheim at times, and it even breaks in like it doesn't technically involved in Bestoris because apparently a different type of MacGuffin is used there, and then Albion, I don't even think it's used at all during the mind control actually.
Not really.
Yeah,
there isn't exactly any mind control like going on.
Yeah, I don't think
everybody's just kind of there.
No, Santiago's like is just basically being dumb when it comes to that actually. So yeah,
because Sonatio is being manipulated by Baltro to keep up the lie of Pontifex Errant being alive still. So therefore, they're like everybody is still under the orders of the church. Mm-hmm. So they're being mind controlled, but it's more so just social mind controlling rather than actual like
but it's not like it's not like the Zenora mind control that we're thinking.
No, it's not the Zenora Fucky Wucky special. Mm-hmm. It's not that.
So I mean, I'm just not. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the mind control. I do
really
like
do that in Bastorius either. I'm just realizing.
What's up?
They didn't really do that in Bastorius either.
They didn't, but they did like for a moment. But the thing is, though, the pendant MacGuffin was what broke it for like a second, and then after that, it's like.
Oh, were you talking about that scene of Morard?
Yeah.
With the fucking with the Bastorius blue.
With Unifi's pendant.
Got that. Yeah, but that's like. That's not even that. That's just the Bastorius blue. That's a different MacGuffin for another MacGuffin.
It's still mind control.
That's not Zenora. It's not Zenora mind control. I know, though. But still, it's Raymond's mind control.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, there is mind control that happens in Bastorius, but it's easily broken, which.
That's fair.
Yeah. And basically, I will say though, I do like specific arcs of the story. Like, I am definitely like. Dragonhold, I feel like isn't really like. I feel it's like a side arc almost. Like you didn't have to go to Dragonhold, but it was recommended you to. Plus, like the levels indicate that you have to go there.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like I like Dragonhold. Like also, it's like a side arc because you're liberating Dragonhold. You're helping Gilbert. You're helping the desert of Dragonhold. You're basically helping Travis and Berengaria. You're helping Gilbert and Aramis reconcile. Like, there's a lot of the plots that happen in Dragonhold. I loved every bit of it, actually. Like, there wasn't a single part I hated, though.
I thought it was really good overall. Like, the writing there felt great.
Mm-hmm. Like, I actually felt like, man, I actually care about these characters.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. And then Elheim, like, I mean, I did like how... the ending of Elheim though, like I wasn't a fan of like Gailey or Alicia.
I feel like they could have done Gailey a lot better.
Like,
I do like Alcina though. It's so fucking weird with Gailey. It's so weird. Yeah, I feel like they could have played it for anything else rather than just like a quick thing.
His death scene, I will give him credit though. That was a good death scene. That was a banger. Like
that was
Joseph,
a banger. And him
Hodrick, and Berenice, if you recruited her at the time, especially Berenice.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Mm-hmm. And if you actually talk, Alex, have you seen the Ace report with Clive and Berenice actually?
I don't remember.
You get a flash. You get a flashback to seeing what actually transpired and what caused her to actually leave the Knights. Actually.
What had happened? I don't remember.
It basically, remember how, Berenice says that she got into one little scuffle and that's what caused her to lose her knighthood?
Yeah, it was something with like a noble, right?
Yeah. Or... The nobleman was Gailey, actually, because Clive says that.
Oh, what a dickhead.
Yeah. And we see the scene of what exactly transpired, and we see Berenice, leave the company, and she goes off saying that she fits better as a mercenary.
Fucking do to her? Jesus Christ.
To be fair though, this is played though. We actually could have inferred that we didn't know Gailey's name or really remember his name at the time. But when you beat Berenice, Clive does say that this was done by the aristocrat by the name of Gailey, but we didn't know who Gailey was or remember him at that point.
Yeah, he is literally just that jackass with Elenia in the first prologue mission.
Yeah,
but when we didn't really hear his name or anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really pay attention to the names at that point. Anyway, you recognize
Honestly, the
Hodrick,
first time
but
that we did that, I thought it was generic.
We thought all the units there were generics, but no, they weren't. Actually.
I thought so too. Yeah.
And but yeah, I did like Elheim at the end. Like, there were some points of Elheim that I did like, and I also
Did you enjoy fighting Baltra?
It was actually pretty cool. I don't know how I would like. So let me get this straight. Like, he can mind control people, but he can also raise the dead. Like, I just feel like it I don't get it.
Well, it's like it's not really. It's not because it's not mind control. It's possession, and that's where we learn that, and where it flips on the head. Because that's one and the same for him. Because he's already raising the dead. Now all he's doing is putting the bitches in different bodies.
I know,
like
but
that's possession of the dead. He's literally like doing the same shit with the dead, except instead of putting them in their own bodies, he's putting them on other people's bodies.
I know, but it just feels so like cheek or lazy or tacky.
But it's not that far off from what he's already doing.
I
So
know,
like as a necromancer, it's like not even that far of the realm possibility.
I know. I'm just saying that I just don't like it though.
That's fair. I can understand that.
And as for the Ring of the Maiden and the Unicorn, like I will say though, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Elaine can like choose anyone. Like, and when I say anyone, I mean anyone.
Yeah.
Though I feel like it should be a woman though, because the Ring of the Maiden, like seriously, like
I do think that the irony of being the Ring of the Maiden and then choosing a male, I do think that's funny and also good. And also
it is funny.
It's representation. Yeah, that's nice.
But me
personally, I enjoy that.
I've seen some of the conversations, Alex, though, and the thing is though that like some of these characters like you don't even get married to them, and for the males, I think for the most part you don't even marry them in the sites. They just say you're the like best friend actually.
I know.
Yeah, but for some of these women, they don't even like get married though. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that they would have gone all in for that.
No,
so you're saying that for Virginia,
because,
it's fine.
I tried this with Berenice, and they don't even say that she's like married or the queen or anything like that.
Well, I guess she probably wouldn't anyways, so that's fair.
Like people
because it's like, do you really expect her to just be the queen? She wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. But I can confirm this with some characters like Elaine, or not Elaine, Scarlett's, Melisandre, obviously, Ethelinda, Rosalinda, they accept the roles. But that's as far as I didn't want to look into that. Like I don't know about Amalia, okay?
Oh, she does. She actually does.
Oh, she actually does.
Like, I'm not really into politics, but no, she does. She in fact does. She's like, no, I'm not really into politics, but I mean, like, we got a strong military now. Cool.
Oh, okay. And I think Yana. I think Yana too, actually. Yana too.
Oh, you can do that with Yana? Really?
Yeah. She actually not only becomes the court sorceress, but
also the queen.
Yeah, because I think she even says in her own ending that she does become the court sorceress, like after the war is over.
Yeah, I believe she does that again.
Yeah,
I
think she's not really that far from the castle if you think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And as for but yeah, like the mind control, I'm not a fan of the story arcs for all the regions. I'm okay with. Bastorius and Albion, though, my god, like I don't like the story. It doesn't really grab me that much. Like, and plus, like it feels like for Bastorius and Albion, like the story is there, but it just doesn't give me enough credit to like make me give a damn. Like I was more enthralled with like the side quests more than the main quests in those lands, actually.
I could tell.
Yeah, like I care more about the side quests in those lands than the main quests. And the ending for like the I like all the endings, though the normal ending I do have to give a bit flack, but it's a normal ending. It's supposed to be underbaked, like you have to kill Bellatrix. And I think
there's supposed to be some things missing. That way there's actually an incentive for you to play the true ending and see what did I miss.
Mm-hmm. And I'm actually glad that I got the true ending on my actual first ending. Alex, what ending did you get, by the way?
I also got the true ending my first time because I said his soul can be emancipated, because killing him seemed like that's a really simple option and probably wouldn't be the best idea, whereas emancipating his soul is not only does that sound a lot cooler, but it's for both of those, you're actually getting rid of the main problem, his soul. It's maybe then we could free Valmore, not knowing that Valmore wasn't really there anymore. But it's maybe we could see what happened with Valmore or something. Maybe Galerius will fight back against Baltro or something, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's well, it kind of comes to the same thing, except just that Baltro kills him and absorbs him rather than us killing him. So but it's then it allows us to fight Baltro, and as that being my final my first ending and playthrough, and just that's how I end off my full experience of the game more or less. Was incredibly good.
Mm-hmm. And I do like that, one like all the endings like each one has like different like outcomes, like they're not like they all like lead to the same thing. But I do like but the true ending is obviously my favorite ending because you see like Elaine like killing off Baltra with his like partner. You see your partner helping you out, like they actually like it's so amazing. Like even the minorest of minor characters can actually like have some lines in that final scene. That I think is what like puts it over the edge for me.
I very much enjoy that. I will say that I'm not sure whether I like the partners dialogue in the good ending or the true ending more, because I think that they might get a bit more of a focus in the good ending because it is specifically them versus Galerius who's got a hold of Elaine. So for that moment, they become the main character, and it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah, like they're able to break
and, like,
Elaine.
Even Amalia like blocking Galerius' swing, it's fucking awesome. I love it. I'm so glad I picked Amalia there. Like, that was great.
Yeah, because you didn't pick Amalia first. You picked Gilbert.
No, I picked Gilbert first.
Yeah, how did that look with Gilbert, by the way? Like with this like tiny like rapier.
For the true ending, it was both of them raising their swords up, and it was super cool. I'm like, yeah, gay people, and then I got to the ending, I'm like, no gay people.
Yeah, you see, like
I'm
Virginia
alone.
marry like. No, the thing is though that if you do choose
Fuck my
Virginia,
cousin. I'm like, that's awful.
the
Damn
thing
you.
is though that not only if you choose Virginia, she doesn't marry Gilbert. That's the thing though.
Yeah, no, Gilbert just gets to be alone.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
the thing is, no, not only that, Leia, who was in service to Virginia at the time,
no,
goes back to
Leia
serving
goes to
Gilbert.
Virginia.
What?
Gilbert's really alone.
Yeah.
All he has is, like,
Leia
Herman.
goes with Leia chooses to serve Gilbert.
No, doesn't she go with Virginia as like her lady in waiting?
No,
Am I losing my fucking mind?
I'm pretty sure. Like I mean I did see this like last time. But
I don't remember. I don't fucking remember.
But
I gotta look.
I will say though, I do like the different endings, and I do like how like each of the endings is different for your like character depending on who you chose to be with like Elaine.
Yeah.
And but overall, if I had to like describe my opinion of the stories for all the I would give this. I would say that it's okay. I'm not gonna say this story is perfect. It's not. It's far from perfect. But I think this story was good, and that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Can I grab the baton for a second?
Yes.
I want to talk.
I'm passing the mic on over to you. So please.
All right. Let me just testing.
Yes.
Is this on?
Microphone's
All right,
on.
cool. All right. Nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed the story. I feel like for a lot of games that we do now, I just constantly say like, yeah, I enjoy the story because I get into it. It's like, I had fun. But no, I thought it was really good, and it is not a perfect story, and I will 100% stand by you on that. That this game has some issues in terms of story sometimes. I think that sometimes it feels slower than like other parts of the game. But Storius is kind of one of those. Albion is also kind of one of those, though some of the tonal changes in there kind of make up for it because of Albion, for instance. Like, especially since I started.
Wait, you mean like the story is like slow in Bastorius and Albion?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least it felt slow, and also it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? But it was also like, oh, we get to explore new lands and like meet new people, and it's like new races, yay, cool. And like that was something I was excited for. And seeing the Bestrels was cool, seeing the Angels was cool, and like just the scope of that, it's like that was nice. It was cool. I enjoyed it. And then seeing like how they live, it's like you already kind of get a handle of like just from like the basic description you kind of get of them. It's like, oh, Albion, that's the church place. Got it. Though I didn't think it's like there's a lot of angels here. I thought I'd be seeing more people. And then in Bastorius, it's like, yeah, there's all Bestrels. That adds up. That makes sense. Though finding out that all the Bestrels originally were elves that lived in Bastorius, I think that's pretty cool. Because I like it that it's not just, oh yeah, the elves are in the forest. That's it. It's like, no, there actually were elves that lived in other environments besides forests. I think that's fucking awesome. Finally, break away from the forest shit. Please, I'm done with it. I still like them in the forest, but I want them in other places too, and that's nice. But with Albion, I also thought that the whole thing of, Yeah, no, nobody's really mind controlled there. They all just really like the church, and the church says "fuck you up," so they do that. Um, where it's more so like a tragic irony of, we really shouldn't be fighting, but Mother of Mercy, we are. And that even goes into the one time where they break away from the tradition of fighting the Dark Marquess at the end of the region. Instead, you fight Nigel. Fuck, it took me a second. I was calling him Chris Hackney in my mind. But you fight Nigel in the second to last battle. And from there, it's like you actually fight with him in the final battle of Albion, which I think is awesome because it's breaking away from like, oh, the Dark Marquess is the final boss. Yeah, wrap it up, boys. All right, we know what's gonna happen. And it's like, oh, he's really evil, and you see that with his fucking like, you see him talk, and it's like, oh, like you assume like it's an act, him being nice and like very churchy and like good church boy, but no, it's actually not. He is literally the good boy of the Albion saga, because then Sonatio is like, I killed people. It's like, oh boy. It's like, I'm puppeting a corpse around. It's like, cut that shit out, please. And I was just like, whoa. But even his armor and everything is directly contrasting with everything in Albion. That being like just the holiness, the like above the like mortal men and all that shit, and be like being close to God and everything, especially with like all the angels roaming around, and then you have like these angelic guards with these big shining shields, big shining swords, silver armor, red cloaks, and just like it's all really cool. And the contrast when you see Nigel and then him still acting like, I'm with the homies, yeah, I'm also like a church guy. It's definitely like, it's weird and you don't expect it, and you're waiting for the flip of like, okay, when does he like be evil and we fight him in like the region, or when does he get Zenoira mind-fucked? But neither of those things happen, and that's when we get the Sonadio, and it's like, oh, okay, this is the one time we don't fight the Dark Marquess. But I'm also really going into specifics here. As a start, I think that the prologue is really good, very short and sweet, to the point, succinct, with Alania and Galerius, just like that whole thing. I think that it sets everything up incredibly well, because it sets the tone for what kind of game this is going to be, of like, this is real, there are real stakes, obviously Mom's gonna die, holy shit, wouldn't have seen that coming, but it also makes it where you look at the scene where Galerius or where I should say Valmore at this point, because that is Valmore with Galerius, where Valmore and Elenia fight, and you see it fade to white, and it's like, oh, so she died and Valmore won. That's crazy. All right, moving on, and you accept that as a fact because it is such like just a all right, whatever, and move on kind of thing. Like, it's expected. It's expected that like the big bad armored man and with the big axe that's evil and possessed is gonna win, but he doesn't. You find out in Grand Kareen, he fucking lost. I mean, like, the rest of Queen Elenia's honor guard went down like a shit ton of bricks, but she actually mollywopped Valmore and fucking won.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see like why Galerius is still a thing, because if we had seen at the beginning like, oh, Elenia won, okay, then it's like, why the fuck is Galerius here? They would need to show the rest of that scene, because otherwise it would not work. But the fact that they didn't, and it's that mystery that you don't even know exists, I think that's neat. I like it. It's not like the end-all be-all of story twists and like, holy shit, but I think it's cool. I think that's neat, and it also gives even more weight to your decision of killing Galerius if you just decide to strike him down and get the good ending rather than the true ending. So I do think that is nice, but I just think the prologue's good. Cornea was really good. I think that, honestly, my favorite arc, aside from, like, Drakenhold, is most likely Cornea, just because it is such a strong start to the game, and I think that's fair, because that's what they released the demo for. Like, they released that for all of Cornea, and you see that, it's like,
you can explore all of Cornea.
Yeah, and like you can see how good it is because it's really good. Like,
Hmm.
holy shit, it's really good. Um, it's a good intro to like teach you everything from like the world building and just where they are in the story right now of okay, like where where are we at? What is the state of the world aside from Galerius has fucked shit up and our mom couldn't stop it, we couldn't stop it. We're here now to fix things. And especially starting in the place where it's like, Galerius is here. Like this is where the big bad is. Like you could end this now. Why are we here? Like these questions are probably like going through your mind. It's like this is a 5-hour game. That's fucking crazy. No, it's not. It's like why are all the other regions here? And then it's like, oh, well, Galerius, we killed him, but we didn't, and then the seal broke, and now we have to go to other places because we're not fighting Grand Korean to level 40. We're not doing that. So it'd be good to go like fight all of the other areas so that we can actually like save the world rather than just our kingdom. Um, but no, I think Cornea is really good because you just get a feel for all of Cornea. They allow you to explore extensively with pretty much no limits, which I'll delve into gameplay like in saying that, but I won't push further until we talk about gameplay. Though I think it's a good segue to that. But yeah, Cornea feels very free. It feels very solid storytelling and world building, especially since this is your homeland, and also like you get a lot of characters in there, and you get interesting characters because there wasn't really a single character in Cornea where I said I don't really give a shit about them. Every single character that we met, for the most part, unless I'm forgetting somebody, I thought was like, oh, this is cool. Like the only one that didn't really strike me is like, oh, whatever. Probably Tatiana because like, okay, like I thought the Plague Doctor stuff at the beginning was cool. I do kind of wish she kept the mask on only because I think having a Plague Doctor is fucking awesome. Um, and just being able to have that, like, if anything, just give it a toggle. And it also sets her off from like the other clerics and gives a distinct look. But besides the point, talk more about that in character design.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, Cornea was very good. I liked it a lot. Drakenhold, my favorite place. Love it. Got some of my favorite characters in there, favorite units, favorite battles, but also the story was really good. Um, Getting your cousin in there felt weird to start with because it's like, when the fuck did we have a cousin? And I guess also kind of, if anything, highlighted just the very selective storytelling that the prologue did, as well as just like all of just everything that was going on in the beginning of the game. It's like we never really talked about Elaine having a cousin. We never really talked about what happened to her, and you don't really find out everything that happened to her until you go do Geeth's side quests, where it's like, oh, the Knights of the Rose got fucked actually, and she was like the only survivor. So that's weird. That's kind of shitty. Um, and then like you get good characterization in Drakenhold for your cousin and everything. Like I don't know. I think Drakenhold was very good, and you also got to see the difference between Elaine and Gilbert in that, where Elaine is just like we're going in, and it's like just keeping that hope, and Gilbert, if anything, seemed like they were losing hope by the time that you meet him in the Colosseum. And he feels, if any, it seems like if anything, he feels very inspired by Elaine's actions, which is very interesting because like it feels like with Gilbert, the two figures that he probably looks up to the most, or at least like gets inspiration from, is his brother, as well as Elaine. Like both of those seem to be just very big characters for him. But no, I think Dragonhold is very good all around. I'd probably say my favorite region. Um, Elheim was good. I liked Elheim. I talked a little more about like actually just the shit that was going on with Zenoira. It's like it's where you find out that Baltro is a thing, aside from that one courtroom scene in the prologue where Valmore's like, "Oh shit, Elaine survived." Anyways, but You get to actually fight Baltro, and him having a unique way of fighting is super cool. I love his fight. I think that the storytelling of like, oh, he's a necromancer. It's like very clearly shown there as well as just like before, and definitely just everything about him gives off an unsettling, just chilling presence. Like he looks fucking evil, but also like that old, like wise, nasty ass vizier character that's gonna fucking betray the evil guy to be the more evil guy in the third act, which he did in one of the endings. So I mean, it's not exactly untrue. But yeah, I thought the elves were neat. If anything, the gameplay kind of hampered that for me a bit more than the story because I enjoyed the story. Yeah, I thought Elheim was neat. Not as cool as Cornea or Dragonhold, but I thought it was neat. Bastorius is probably my weakest area as well. Only because of the fact that it's not bad for me. It's just not as good as the other areas. And I think they focus on like just the Bestrels being Bestrels so much. And the amount of times they fucking say the Bastorius Blue is... I could have an aneurysm. Like... the Bastorius Blue. Like, I will never forget just the toning and, like, the pronunciation of Bastorius Blue for the rest of my fucking life, just because of how much they said it. But I digress about that. Because also, like, if you want to talk about a MacGuffin, as soon as you leave Elheim and Dragonhold, the Ring of the Unicorn isn't really a MacGuffin anymore. It's the fucking Bastorius Blue and nothing else. Like, there are no more MacGuffin moments for the Ring of the Unicorn aside from Grand Kareen. But yeah, like Bastorius was for me. It was good, but it wasn't as good. So I would put it below Elheim. Albion, I honestly kind of enjoyed more than Elheim. So I would put it as like third place for any of the regions. I think that with Albion, I just really enjoyed the fact, and I think it helped that I landed in the spot where I gotta fight Fidokia first, and that's my intro, rather than with Rhaenys. Because with Fidokia, you get a very clear picture of Albion, where you don't really have anybody clamoring for their rescue in Albion. Like, there's that one resistance movement in with Rhaenys and everything, but it's very consolidated. They don't really talk about it again. Like, the only resistance movement from that point on is you. And everybody that views you when you go into Albion, they don't view you with reverence like everybody that you save in the other areas and, like, thankfulness. They are terrified of you because you're shaking up the natural order there that's of the church, which they don't know is wrong. So they don't want to be rescued. And Fidokia even says this in the beginning of, like, nobody here wants to be rescued. Cut the shit out. I'll let you leave. You come back, I'll fuck you up. But nobody here wants to be rescued. And that statement is echoed throughout the rest of Albion. So I liked that, and there wasn't any mind control magics or, like, possession when it came to Zenoira. It was straight up just the church was leading them wrong, which I know, it's an RPG. Church bad. I get it. Church bad. Though I will say that in this game, the church is probably a lot less bad than it is in most other RPGs, because it's comically evil in them, whereas here it's like Senadio is just kind of dumb, and everybody else just kind of misunderstood and got tricked, and that's really it. Because their leader died, that's like the worst thing that happened, and then Senadio kept it going. But yeah, I've talked about each region in some detail now, so to wrap this shit up so we can actually talk about other topics in this, like, 2-hour-long video, I'm assuming. I enjoyed the story. The ending gave me a really feel-good, just everything. It made me feel nice. I enjoyed just all of the world building that they had going on, where they even world built for fucking Zenoira, which doesn't really exist anymore. I'm like, that's cool. And to delve slightly into the characters, I'll probably talk about them more later. But to just talk about the characters for a second, I like a lot of the characterizations in this game, and that sometimes they just randomly pull characters, like Alban in the desert, for instance. Like, You don't see him talk since you fucking fought him in Cornea. Now he's here, and he's like your main guy in the desert because this is his home, and it makes sense for him to be here. Lex is like always here, so like he's your homie. But I do wonder why Chloe isn't here that often, which we've said multiple times. It's like, why the fuck is Chloe not here? Ever.
Yeah, she gets some screen time.
She gets some, but
And
it's like mostly...
with Ridiel and Elheim.
Yeah, but that's a side quest.
I know.
It's not required.
I know.
I know. And like Scarlet gets screen time in Albion, and it makes sense because it's her home, and like she's an integral part of the story there, so that's fair. And Chloe doesn't really have that advantage of I'm an integral part of the story. You're not, which kind of blows. Yeah, I enjoyed the story. I think that at times it can definitely be a bit tropey, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because they do them well. Like it's well done with that, and I personally enjoyed them. I thought that overall it was fun, and yeah, that the story is fun. It was fun to go through. It was fun to explore. It was fun to just be a part of that story and like play through that on my own time and also just on this channel. Ton of fun.
Okay.
Sorry for rambling.
It's alright. No. This is a review. That's what we're here to talk about. So now we're going to move on into the gameplay, which, oh god.
Oh boy.
I've
been dying for this.
So I'll start by saying I think the gameplay is great. Like, I will say though that like putting together whatever the like, collection of units you want to go through, like you can choose to like either play this optimally or just go and choose the units that you want to do. Me, I think when I played through, I did like a little bit of both. Though I will say though that once you get to a certain point, you stop to care about like specific like units, like when you get to like having like 10 or 12 like unit slots, you start to stop caring about some units because like you saw how many units.
Some people fall behind. It's just how it is.
Yeah, and
with a game of like over 60 characters that you can get, you will stop caring about some units simply because you don't have the time for everyone or the space. You really don't.
And it's not that I didn't like care about these units. It's just that like I didn't like have the time to like train them, and I didn't want to like do off-screen grinding. Like I didn't really do any off-screen grinding when I actually like played the game. I only did like one of each of the
there's not even a lot of off-screen grinding to do is the thing, because like you're gonna raise your levels. All right, how dog by the liberation battles that you can't redo, fucker.
Yeah,
it's like
and I mean I only did like the auxiliary battles like once just to like complete the quest, obviously.
Yeah.
And I did those with characters.
I guess you could redo the auxiliary battles. Actually, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and I already did the auxiliary battles just to like do the quest. Like I was doing that already with characters that are already good on levels.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I did like a lot of the units. Like I did like I liked like Elaine's party for obvious reasons. I liked the elf party was like honestly like really good.
The elf party was better than my elves, just period.
Okay.
Which was really funny.
Like I wish I could put.
You have no front line. How does this work?
The calves were like just. Oh.
The calves were so great. I used them too, like exactly the same, and it worked flawlessly. I just found that fucking hilarious.
And like the ranged assists, like the leader abilities were also just like very useful, especially like the ranged assist ones.
I feel like they were a lot more useful in the beginning, and then later on, I found healing assists actually be very nice. But otherwise, I felt like ranged assists sometimes could do more harm than good, because for some fuck-ass reason, like they might change the RN whenever you hit them with a ranged assist, and then you might not hit these guys or something. It could be really good fighting against flyers and thieves, but like aside from that, it's like sometimes this can mess you up. Like, it was touch and go for me, I feel. But early game, it's fucking great. Oh my god. Best shit.
Yeah. And I mean, like, and I also liked my mercenary squad, which I put that together on a whim, like with Jeremy, Magellan, Aubin, Berenice, like all those characters. Like They just like
That
tear
was
up
pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
everything, just everything. With
Yeah.
and giving them pursuit, like the customization with the characters, with just like having accessories and the shields, definitely like put it over the edge for me. Like, and the thing is though that like I didn't even care that I didn't have like a lot of sword units because. I mean, the swords and weapons in this game are so unique that it definitely feels like you can technically make your own character, which I think that's why you're able to equip so many accessories and shields and weapons on your characters that there doesn't
You
need
get a
to
lot
be.
of freedom.
Yeah, you don't have a need for reclassing, which was definitely a complaint to me early on. But as I have replayed the game and I was going through the game more and more on my own time and as well as my playthrough, it quickly said to me that reclassing doesn't really matter. You can technically make your unit however you want to make them, which is something I always like about an RPG. Making your units how you want to make them instead of being restricted. Because
I think I agree with you completely on that. In terms of you can make these units anything you want them to be, because when you have abilities and like items such as the Thief's Cloak or whatever it was called to give you the evade skill that the thief is literally known for, it's like its whole thing. I think, and you can give that to quite literally anybody who, and they can use that, they can then evade. They become a thief, essentially, at least in that sense. I think that the ability to do that is really good, and definitely just destroys the need for reclassing more often than not, because why the fuck would I just make them one class? I can make them two. Fuck you. Because you do have those options of you can either make them like, you know, like you can accentuate the class that they already are. Like for instance with Hodrick, I didn't give him the fucking thief robe because I didn't really want him to evade. Instead I just said, I want you to be the biggest fucking wall possible and do it good.
yeah,
And he did. And I gave him accessories that accentuated that. And they worked. And with Osh, it's like, I need you to hit things really hard with your mind. And then he did that, and it worked. But you can also make, like, fucking probably, like, make Lex a goddamn, like, heal or anything with the quick heal ribbon from fucking
or the
Scarlet.
life share, like with the shield that it gives it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's so many different ways to play this game and, like, use these units that it doesn't feel like early Fire Emblem, where there's like no like I had even complained at one point, I think, about there not being like multiple class paths or anything like third tier promotions, though I'm still kind of shitty about third tier promotions because I feel like people past Drakenhold should be able to promote, because I think that'd be cool. But if I just kind of accepted it because it wasn't really like, oh, like, we can't have, like, more than one way to use these characters. It's like, well, these characters are good as they are. And it's, like, not even just the, like, way of, in, like, previous Fire Emblem, of having specific niches for certain characters and characters being specialists where they're good at certain things, like, better than generalists will be. And it's just a good thing to have, like, primely fucking Armor Knights. But they, like, you can literally just make them whatever you want. They're still a certain class, and it's like they're pretty flexible otherwise.
Oh,
you can continue. I'm sorry for completely jockeying your fucking point.
No, it's all right. But and the thing is though that if you don't care about like like specific units, you can always use mercenaries. Though I didn't really use mercenaries in my playthrough because
I'm trying to.
I don't want to, because I'm not a fan of generics like in any like playthrough. So yeah. Plus, like,
not a fan of Shadow Dragon, I see.
Plus, what's the point of using generics when you have these characters? Like, why would I spend like honors, which is what you need in this game?
I think that's when you want to be more optimal generally and be like, I need like this many of this class for like this party so that this can work. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Then when you do that, it's like that you're not really caring as much about the characters as you are the actual classes. So you want the numbers to be better, because if you make them however you want in terms of like the growth rates, as well as the just like what the classes are, then you're probably going to get a better outcome, because I don't think there's like stat differences being like worse or anything. you're just gonna get a better outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as much fun because you're not playing with those characters. You can make the characters on your own and be like, oh yeah, this is like Andre, and he's super cool. He's from the woods, and he's a hunter, and he's like Rolf's best friend.
Yeah.
And then you can have them in the same party, and it's like, yeah, great going, best friend. And it's like, yeah, nice job, best friend. It's like, all right, cool, that's awesome. Like, good. Like, and also makes the game your own a little bit more. But if you just want to play with the characters that are there, you've already grown attachment to, like, why the fuck would I want another Armor Knight when Hodrick's right there?
Yeah.
And I love him.
And,
I don't.
And like, there's like
Until
no
Bryce.
uniqueness about like each. Like, you obviously you can like change like the hair color and name of the mercenary, but again, not a fan of generics.
I love Ideal Sandmirrors too, which I think is I think that's very good that they did that because it if you want to play with, I like that they did that, and I like that they kept that very rare. So it still made mercenaries, if you want to play optimally, a good idea, but it makes it less of a requirement if you just want to enjoy the game with the characters that you have.
Yeah, and I think that's why the Ideal Sandmirrors are there, to basically change like how a character plays out to you. Like, if you want them to be like double offensive instead of being like defensive and lucky, then you have the Ideal Sandmirror to change up that character.
Yeah, and I think that that's a very good quality of life thing for this game, as well as just the ability to customize their appearance in a turn-based RPG. Like, you never get to fucking do that from anybody aside from the main character.
Yeah,
and that's fair because they are characters that are set in stone.
And what's so good is that when you change their appearance, it reflects in the actual story scenes. Like Elaine, like how we changed him from his blue and white armor to basically red and gold.
Yeah, I think that was super cool. I enjoyed my Elaine the entire time being orange, green, and gold. I thought that was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I loved that shit.
And
I thought it turned out well.
I think the promotions for the characters are honestly all like greatly like stellar. Like Elaine, how he goes from a foot unit to being a High Lord on a horse, like.
Dude, he gets the Elwood treatment. It's great.
Yeah, like seriously, he literally gets the Elwood treatment.
He's literally Ellie good.
Yes,
how
Ellie
fucking
good.
cracked he is. Jesus Christ.
Ellie good.
He's so good at the game.
And I think that like overall, like all the classes, I don't think there's a single one that I think is useless. Like all the classes have uses. Like,
what about the Gladiator?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're meat shields, so that's a use actually.
It's true. See?
Yeah. See, like how archers like are able to hit thieves that are basically almost able to evade every single attack because they have the eagle eye skill. Like soldiers being able to heal and like attack units from the back line with their long thrusts. Armor Knights that are able to basically block any attack and take little to no damage at all.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna talk about Armor Knights so fucking much, and it's my turn.
Wizards and like witches that are able to attack with magic, and it actually gives your attacks like magic buffs that allow your weapons to do magic damage. Great Knights are able to just like plow through hordes of enemies with like little to no repercussions with them if you're able to build
that
a
was
team
super
right.
Cool.
Just like the elven classes that are able to like get rid of debuffs, buff like nullify buffs, allowing you to dodge attacks, give dodges to other units.
That and their consistent like magic stuff, and like having damage split between magic and physical too was neat.
Yeah, and then being able to do like magic attacks through like swords and bows instead of how regular sword fighters and archers would just use physical attack. The sword fighters being basically just being sword masters, having an Asher skill, but that's actually good for once, and just being able to watch them
that
just
being
like
able to parry melee attacks, having true hit on their attacks, it was great.
And basically just watching them cleave through like units using meteor slash.
That was really funny. I loved that.
Wyvern Knights.
That was just fun to watch.
Wyvern Knights just having like all sorts of like attacks with like diving thrust, fire roar.
Yeah. 100%. That and all of the flying units just having the basic buff against every like foot unit, and just every non-ranged attack of like the maximum hit you can get is 50%.
Mm-hmm. And just like seeing like thieves being evasive and having like lance necks having like following session just like being able to like follow up on any attack that already goes through. And
Absolutely.
like even like the Pistorius classes, which I'm not going to talk about a lot, but like even they have their uses. But though I feel like the thing that I feel about mainly the Pistorius classes and the Albion classes is that they're so similar to classes that already have. They feel like almost like carbon copies of classes that are already there, with like one new class thrown in there.
I agree with Pistorius on that. I don't agree with Albion on that. I think they're unique enough where it is different.
To a certain degree, but I also find that the Pistorius and like Albion classes are just like they're kind of
the more
like,
annoying ones.
Yeah, they're annoying. They're annoying. Like
yeah,
Elheim isn't so annoying, but oh my god, Albion! I feel like my playtime there just got extended because of the feather bows. Like
I agree. The blindness really sucks.
Yeah.
So I am glad that they give you that ring, even if you're not guaranteed to find that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's not a cure-all for it. God, it isn't.
Yeah,
but it's nice to at least have.
But overall, I do like all the classes, and I think all the classes have a certain like niche that they're able to fill. But I'm going to talk about another thing once you're done, Alex.
Okay. So, for anything else, before even talking about classes, I do want to say that I think the squad format that they did in this game, rather than in a lot of other like grid games or like just overworld like walk-in shit, turn-based RPGs or real-time RPGs, of them being like single units, the fact that they're in a squad makes it so that all of these units can be good, because they will be able to work with at least somebody else. And they don't have to do everything on their own. They don't have to be a good attacker, a good defender, good against physical defense, magic defense, good at dodging, good at healing themselves up, good at doing magic damage in case they have too high physical defense, doing physical damage if they're squishy mages. Like, nobody has to do everything on their own. And nobody's going to do everything on their own. Maybe Elaine, that's about it. Because Elaine's really good, but that's another thing. But the fact that it's a squad means that you can have a healer that's just there to heal. They don't even have any fucking attack skills. You can have an armor knight there that's really only there to defend, and later on is not going to use a single fucking attack move just because they have like all these defensive skills. And you can have an attacker that's like not good at taking any hits, but they're in the back line. They have an armor knight protecting them, so it doesn't matter because they're not going to get hit in the first place. It allows you to build teams off of their strengths and weaknesses, which means that you can have specialists like the Armor Knights be really good. And I never thought I'd see a game where the archers would actually be good, but goddamn, they're great in this game. Holy shit. Rolf was cooking so much. Boy, let him in the kitchen, because he's going to serve you a fine fucking steak. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be like medium well or some shit, and like seasoned up beautifully. Like, ooh, it's perfect. But yeah, squads are really good. And because of that, I think all these classes are able to flourish. Though I do think that Cavs can be a little overpowered sometimes, because as we saw with the Cav team just throughout our playthrough, having a team of full Cavs means that your movement's going to be incredibly high, so you're running around the map fast. You're going to be pretty bulky. You'll also just be really good at killing things and have decent initiative, so you'll make it past like Armor Knights and stuff in terms of that, as well as mercenaries. But yeah, like, the gameplay, I really thought for a bit of time that the auto-battling nature of it, where you're not actually controlling any of the movements, would be incredibly off-putting for me, because I don't like auto-battles in like any really shape or form. I just find that they're like, I don't give a shit. Or it's just like, it feels like so little control that when the AI is so shitty and it's like, oh, well, I'm so much stronger, but I'm losing to somebody that's like half my strength. Why is this? And I think that issue mainly comes from like playing mobile games and shit of like, oh yeah, auto battler is great. It's like, no, actually, it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
But this game fixes that in another way, because they have, along with just the fact that you can freely change your formation whenever you want to influence the decision of battle, pop items before any battle to say like, hey, you want to be stronger? Boom, here you go. You want to be more defensive? Boom, here you go. You want assist to not matter? Boom, here you go. You can do all of that to influence your battle, so it more so seems like the culmination of your actions rather than anything else, and just the culmination of your decisions, I should say, that then resolve in the actions that your units are taking because you did this. But most of all, I think that the priority system that they put in, while it's going to be tough to master for a little while, because God, it took me like 2/3 of the game to actually get a proper fucking hold on it, it got better. And when it did, and it clicked, it's just like, ooh, this is good. This is really good. Because it makes it where you can set specific priorities for each of your skills, and you can even put multiple copies of that skill in to then put more than 2 priorities on it, to then make sure that you get very specific if you need, as well as being able to delete skills off of the character if you don't want them to use them ever. I think that that gives you so much freedom with it, which also goes back to the like customizing character, and they feel so malleable for each and every one of them that the splitting classes and just reclassing doesn't even matter that much. I think that being able to set all these priorities for your skills and making it so you know exactly what they're going to do based on the situation, so you can then plan appropriately and just do, and then it feels like you're involved, which is exactly what you want in an auto battler. Because if you're not involved, you're literally just going to feel like you're watching a bunch of fucking cutscenes, and that's not exactly something you want in your like 80+ hour game with all of this to do, because that's how you lose interest. But yeah, I think that in terms of that, the actual battling aspect of this game is incredibly good. I like all of the like little battles around. Since we're still talking about gameplay, I'll move on to some of the other aspects of gameplay, because I think we talked enough about battles for time, so I might circle around. I found that just you liberating everywhere and like going on these liberation battles was really good, and then actually having to take ownership of like the towns in terms of doing deliveries, and like, all right, you freed the town, you can't just exactly fucking leave now. Go do some deliveries, jackass, and give them stuff so that they can actually rebuild, instead of you just being like, all right, I freed you, you're welcome, but you didn't do anything, bye. Bye, have a great time. Like, it makes you feel even more involved in the liberation and the rebuilding of the world, because it really does feel like you're picking up the pieces after, like, Zenoira is done with everything, and it very much just adds to that narrative, because otherwise it would just feel like, all right, you're going from point A to point B just to accomplish this goal, and that goal ends up in being killing Galerius, stopping Zenoira, just freeing the world, and wow, oh my god, you're the heroes. But no, it's still that you're trying to liberate all of these different regions that have suffered under a decade of Zenoira's control and Galerius' Iron Fist, and you're doing this for the freedom of all Fevrith. And then you're doing that. You're doing that in every sense of the word, by both fighting and by helping people. But I do like that it's not necessarily a requirement in order to complete the game, but it enriches your game. Because doing that allows you to get more honor, it allows you to get more money. I remember we were complaining about the economy in the early days, and then we had 300,000 gold and nothing to do with it. So that was really funny. Because the beginning of the game can definitely feel a lot more restrictive on resources, and then you get to the end of the game, it's like, what do I do with all these honors? Oh fuck. Oh wait, hand mirrors and forging, that's right. But I think that having the deliveries be there to then enrich your experience, and giving you all these things, and also giving the port towns, which then allow you to go to other places to get more rewards, like the Animoy weapons, just going to get more of the fucking shinies, which give you like divine shards, which then allow you to like go there and do everything, and adding to your exploration, which I'm going to talk about for a second. Exploration in this game is really good most of the time. I say most of the time because there are times when it's not. I'm talking about specific instances. Cornea is the best at it. I think hands down, Cornea, when it comes to allowing you to explore, is the best. And that is because as soon as you get off that boat and beat Aubin, all of Cornea is your fucking oyster. You can go fight like Tatiana and just Lane at like level 14 or some shit, and they allow you to do that. You can go fucking fight Galerius and Grand Kareen, and they allow you to do that. But you can also like just go around and like, all right, I'm gonna go like recruit Rolf, then I'm gonna go recruit Sharon, help out Ocles. I'm gonna go like fight Osh, like just go as the game intends you to, based off of levels. And that's fine too, but that's no less of an issue to do than exploring everywhere and like grabbing every town, like going to every quest and like just unlocking them before you do everything, and exploring all of Cornea and like taking a look at everything. You can also do that. Nothing is stopping you. And I think that that is probably one of the biggest reasons why Cornea is like more or less my favorite region aside from Drakenhold, because they fluctuate in my mind of like, what the fuck do I enjoy more? Do I enjoy just, ooh, dragons, and just like, ooh, the people of Drakenhold, yippee, or do I enjoy Cornea? The answer is kind of both. But yeah, Cornea is really good on exploration and sets the scene for that, of the entire game of like, hey, exploration is huge, go do that. Then Drakenhold and Elheim. Drakenhold's better with that than Elheim, I think, because they really allow you to explore a lot more than in Elheim, I feel, because Drakenhold is really like... There's like 2-3 big checkpoints where it's like you can't explore too much until you do this part of the main quest. It's like, alright, I get it. And one of those is you can't go like explore Castle Soldraga until you do the Colosseum and Castle Soldraga. And then the other one is like, you need to do the first quest where you fight Berenice. It's like, alright, I get it.
Or like when
actually
you
no, in that case too.
Or when you like have to like basically like first fight Magellan, like, you know.
Yeah, that is fair. Though in the desert, like, they don't necessarily require you to do that too much. It was more so of like, because that's actually leading into my next thing with exploration. Because it really starts a little bit in Drakenhold, but mostly in Elheim, and gets really bad in Bistorius and kind of Albion, but more, I feel like the worst offender is Bistorius. No, actually, that's a lie. I think the worst offender is Bistorius. It's a shame, but it is. And that's when the main quest blatantly stops you from doing anything else, and not even for a good reason other than just, hey, we won't let you pass this point until you do this. You see that like blue set of resources that's shiny, and you want to go grab it to complete this delivery? Fuck you. Go complete the main quest. Sorry, my tongue got tied. But yeah, Pistorius does this a lot. Drakenhold does this a little. Elheim does this like almost as much as Pistorius, but not as much, so I'm not as pissed.
Or it's not as egregious.
Just, like, it's not as egregious, because with Elheim, the real offenders for that are like Baltro, where you go fight him, where you go fight Alcina, and that's really it. Because I can understand like not wanting you to go through the entire like map of that place before you do the main quest, and it's like, hey, please do the main quest first. Like, alright, I get it. I understand. But otherwise, it's just like, fuck them. But yeah, and Albion, it's also kind of weird because they do it too, but it doesn't feel as egregious as Bistorius. God, I have to talk about the levels because that goes into gameplay, and I don't want to talk about Pistorius because I'm gonna get sad.
Let's circle back to something that I think that you're gonna agree with me on, actually.
Okay, I'm with that.
And this goes back to the classes, and I hate to say this, but there is oversaturation and undersaturation of classes for the main characters. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
It is crazy that... Oh my god, I almost said you only get 2 soldiers, but I forgot Colm existed. Holy shit.
Colm... No, what are you talking about? Colm's not a soldier. He's not the same class as Chloe. He's a fighter. That's
what I meant. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But yeah, the fact you only get 1 soldier is also crazy.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, technically, but, you know, there's, you know, the post-game, but I'm not going to count the post-game because those are characters
I don't count the post-game.
Yeah.
Like, I think
we're not going to count the post-game
like,
for this.
I would say the post game is its own separate discussion, which is like when all this is said and done, we're done talking about the whole main game.
It's
I
like,
think
what
time
else
to
is
talk about
there
the
to do?
post-game. Well, yeah, it's like it's really that, and afterwards, like, okay, cool.
I can use them again in Grand Kareem, but I've already beaten the game, so it's like, what's the point of using these characters?
Yeah, especially because they don't have any supports or anything. It's just like, what the fuck am I doing with you?
They do have art for
And
some
it's like-
reason. All of them except for Gaelic
They do
for
have
some
art.
reason.
They do have art, which is cool. Yeah, I don't think Beaumont has art either, or Elgor. I don't think he has it.
Yeah, which is weird because Bryce gets it. I know Bryce. I know.
Yeah. Well, then you also have like Alcina, for instance, who I think got art as well.
Yeah, she did. And Queen Elenia
yeah.
too.
Queen Elenia did, and she only gets one map that she's actually on, which is crazy.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing is that in the prologue you can actually view her art if you want to.
Yes, you can. You can view everybody's art. Minus Gilly.
No, you can't actually. You can't view Hodrick's, Renault's, Alicia's actually.
Oh, you can't? What?
No, you can only view Elenia's, and I think
That's
Galerius's.
pretty crazy. You can view Galerius's, that is true.
So you
I
only
think
get to see the, Elenia's and Galerius in the first map. But yeah,
That's
back to what I was talking about. The cost saturation in this game is just a horror. Like, I think the greatest offender of this is definitely shows in Elheim, but it's even worse. But it's even worse when it comes to the.
I would disagree. There's one class that
hasn't
done it.
No, I'm getting to that. I said that the greatest offender of this is in Elheim, but the class that has the most saturation is obviously the Cabs. Like,
yeah, it is. As much as I love them.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. Now, I know that some people... But the mercenaries, too. Like, the mercenaries with the cell swords and the last X, you can get 3. Now, obviously, Berenice and Jeremy, you can not recruit and kill, respectively. But, like, that's the thing. Why would you kill off these characters, though? Like, there's no benefit.
Well, they give you some rewards. Like, sometimes they'll give you lapis pendants or money.
It's not worth it. It's not
No,
worth
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
They specifically... the whole thing with this game is, like, they don't really want you to kill off a lot of characters.
Yeah,
like,
it's even worse for, like, Mandarin and Gamel, or Gamel, and I really regret it, because when I used them in my second playthrough, they were god tier, actually, if you believe that
That's
or
pretty
not.
funny.
Because Gamel, you get 10,000 gold, which gold is not an issue in this game. It is not.
It's an issue in the early game.
It's not an issue. Trust me, I don't care.
It's an issue in the early game. I'm telling you.
Not for me.
It was for me.
For your first playthrough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only in the early game.
But weirdly enough, money.
I'm talking corn.
Alex, it's so crazy. Money is not an issue for me in this game. Like, can you believe that?
I know. I was fucking shocked. Genuinely, I was.
And
I was like, are you kidding me?
And Mandarin, you get 30 divine shards, which is nice, but it's not worth casting. It's not worth, like,
They didn't give you 30. There's no fucking
No,
way
they do.
did.
I can confirm this. They
Really?
they gave you 30.
That's insane.
Yeah, but it's not worth it.
No, it's not, because the divine shard items kind of get... They're kind of sometimes. Like,
I mean,
getting
the only reason why I was even using the divine shards was to get Oclese, actually.
That's true, and you do it pretty early. I think you only need to like give 20.
You need to give 30, which is actually the amount. If you kill Gamel, actually, or Mandarin.
Oh, so you get Oclese immediately.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, you can get her immediately, actually.
That's actually pretty cool.
Mm.
I do like that.
Plus, you already have gotten a couple of divine shards before you meet Oclese.
Oh,
actually.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I think that the class saturation is a horde in this game. The Lansanax, the goddamn Cavs are the greatest offender, and Elheim, it's just like, and it's so sad because like you get 3 Elven Archers, and that is just like, I know one of them is from like, I know you get them from like side quests, but it's like 3, and you can't. And it's like in Elheim, you only get like
2 of them from. Actually, you get all of them from side quests. So
yeah, and like all 3 of them, like. And the thing is, though, there's only like 3 classes. You have Elven Fencers, you get Elven Archers, and then you get the
Altalinda and Rosalinda,
which are basically the same class, though have slight minor differences. So but they still use the same weapons. So and they get most of the same
Elven
skills.
Augur and Sybil.
Yeah. But regardless, I think that's a great offender. And then we have classes in like Albion and Basora, so you get one-off copies of every class, and that's like, and plus Ward is even worse because he's just a carbon copy of Bruno's class.
There is
so it's
nothing different aside from his leader skill.
So it's like, what's the point?
Though I think that that's good storytelling for Morard, because he wasn't actually, like, he wasn't born a Bestial.
Yes.
He was born a human, and then only became a Bestial.
But we're gonna circle back. But let me counteract that argument with Hilda, which really, one Wyvern Knight? Are you kidding me?
No, I know. Oh no, I am. Trust me when I say I'm not defending the class saturation or dehydration of the fucking game at all. Because I was just as frustrated with it as you are. In fact, that's why, like, in my True Zenoiran mode, first thing I did as soon as I got Rolf, it's like, let me just hire another Archer mercenary right now.
For
we have 2. All right,
the
great.
one-off copies, some of them, I will say, are obvious why they're exceptions, like Elaine, Gilbert, let's see,
Scarlet.
Berengaria. Wait, what?
Scarlet.
I don't know about Scarlet. Like, she's not really a healer because she gets her heal skill from her ribbon. Like, do you really want to?
Yeah, she gets a heal at level 10. I don't want to hear it.
Fine, I'll count Scarlet because she's technically not a priestess. She's a high priestess.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll count Scarlet. But even then, it's like, and then I said Gilbert, right?
Yeah, I think you said Gilbert.
Yeah. Well, either way, Gilbert.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like I think that's technically it for unique classes. I mean. Yeah, that's actually it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Nigel,
I guess technically Eltalinde and Rosalinde count as unique classes because they are unique and you can't recruit any more of them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess I'll count them as well. And then, like, Unifi, I don't know about her.
Oh, yeah, Unifi as well. Fuck.
Yeah, I guess I'll count Unifi. But the other Bestrels, I'm not counting. Nor am I counting... Should I count Nigel?
He doesn't appear till post game. So.
Yeah,
well, it's not post game technically, but it is post game because it's not that post game chapter, but it is once you beat Grand Korean. That's how you unlock.
Yeah, like you get him for like you get to use him for like one map in the final map in Albion, and then it's like 2/3 into Grand Korean.
I will 100% say that I'm basing my classification for is a unit post game or not on if they have an ending or not. Both Herman and Nigel don't have endings in like the actual game.
Even though they appear in the endings,
so they do, but they don't have endings of their own.
Yeah,
so I count them as post-game units because they also don't get supports. That's another classification.
Yeah, considering the amount of playtime you get to actually have Nigel, I don't think I should count him actually.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
which is sad because I fucking love him.
Yeah, though I understand
he's voiced by Chris Hackney.
Yeah, and plus he's a sword Marquez actually. Though I understand.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. But I will. I understand like why like these but the thing is though, like I understand like why some of these characters are like in their unique classes. But regardless, the class saturation and dehydration is like abhorrent. Like you get one Wyvern Knight, you get 3 priestess, which I mean, I know some of these characters are from side quests, but let's be real here. You're gonna do the side quest, you're gonna do the liberation quest, you're gonna recruit these characters. Like if you don't, then you're obviously trying to do
casual or just relatively normal playthrough. You are gonna do those.
Yeah, but like obviously, even if you're like doing like an optimal playthrough, like you're gonna recruit these characters because they give you stuff regardless. Like they come with stuff regardless if you recruit them or not.
Yeah. That's fair.
But, like, seriously, the class saturation is just, like, abhorrent. The 4 caps, like, 4 great knights. Like, and the thing is, though, that even worse is that you can't avoid Clive or Renault because they're mandatory, actually. You can't get around those.
Unless you do no more liberation battles.
Yeah, and then Adele,
you get to do less than 3 from the entire time from Cornea to Grand Korean.
Yeah, which I don't know why. And then...
It's pretty funny.
And then the breakers, like 3. Morning, Kitra, and Nina. Like, really? Do I really need 3 of these? I think 1 is enough. Like, seriously. Like, Kitra and Morning.
We didn't even use 1.
I did for my second playthrough. But like, seriously, like 3 of these. And then Alban, 1 House Carl, and Hodrick. You get 1 Hoplite until Bastorius. It's like, what?
And that's optional. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, Joseph. I didn't count him as actually.
That's also based on if you got Nina or not.
And I also didn't count Joseph actually.
He is technically a unique class, so that is fair.
Yeah.
Though I think that you might be able to recruit more paladins as mercenaries. I'm not sure.
I think so, but I'm talking about just like regular characters.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, then we should also talk about Chloe, not Lex, not
Yeah,
Lex.
Chloe, like one soldier, one.
Yeah, it's weird, especially for like. Also, like, just the fact, like, if anything, would have been a good fucking time to get Gailey.
Yeah.
Why the fuck didn't we get him?
I honestly feel like that all of Queen Elena's retainers should have been recruitable, in my opinion.
I think it's good that Alcina wasn't recruitable because she was too far gone as it is.
To be fair, though, I feel like they
why
could.
the fuck Gailey wasn't.
I feel like they could have rewritten her character and keep her as a sorceress, actually, because she was Yana's master, actually.
Yeah.
She didn't need to be a Dark
know.
Marquez. She didn't need to be a Dark Marquez.
I know. But
to
still,
her, it almost feels like that.
It.
It feels like that. It was just like convenience why she was one, actually. Because we need a Dark Marquez for the final boss of every region, except for Albion. Except for Albion.
Yeah, I think because like having the Dark Marquez armor, like that was Zenoira's armor, as we see later in Grand Kareen, where you fight the 4 Zenoiran generals, which all wear the Dark Marquez armor, and it's like that's showing their devotion to Zenoira. Like they've quite literally turned to Zenoira to fulfill their own ends, whether it's like Nigel, who's just doing that to like better serve. We never get that explained. For Nigel,
yeah,
which is weird. Like he's just strolling around and everybody's not treating him any differently. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
But for Alcina as well as Berengaria and Elgor, for all of them, it kind of symbolizes that they've turned to Zenoira to meet their own ends. And for Alcina, it's to resurrect Gerard, which is like the love of her life.
And Elgor, it's for him to get for basically his kind of bestrels to like stand above the other ones.
I wish they fucking showed us rats at least once. Like, I wish.
Yeah,
but
we don't get to see
as far as I know.
any rats, actually.
There's no other rat pest.
Yeah, he's the only rat you see.
Yeah, fucking why? If you're going to talk about how downtrodden you are after doing shitty things, then... And, like, you're doing this for the good of your people? Show those people so we can sympathize with you.
Yeah,
Even if the characters sympathize with you a little, then it's like... Have us do that, please.
Yeah.
I'd like some of that shit.
Yeah, like we see every other type of Bestral except for the rats, and he's the only rat that we see without a helmet.
Yeah. I think he's just the only rat we see, period, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Like, not even without a helmet, because I don't think any of those other bitches would have worn helmets. But yeah, and then
to close this up, I'm just thinking that the class saturation and dehydration is definitely a problem. That's why I felt like reclassing should have been a thing. Like that's the thing. It's a bit about the blessing and curse, where I think that class saturation is a problem where I wish reclassing should have been a thing. But at the same time, with the amount of customization you get this game, it's not really a problem. But I still think that the class saturation and dehydration for these characters is a problem, and I'm going to stand by that.
I wholeheartedly agree with you in that. I think that if anything, they shouldn't have done it so much like this. I think if they were going to do it, then it's like 2 of a few classes, like 2 soldiers where we get fucking Gailey.
I think
like 2
every
witches
class
where
should
in
have
that
had...
case, then yes, we could have gotten that for Alcina. Like it could have been Alcina and Yana, and then we also could have got more like conversation. I don't fucking know.
I think we should have gotten
at least more housecarls from the desert, maybe.
I think we should have gotten at least 2 to 3 of each class, in my opinion, because to be
fair though, with the amount of classes that we have in that case, that would probably bring the amount of units that are recruitable up to 100.
I know,
rather than the 60 they already have.
Yeah, but still, think about this: you get 3 priestesses, you get 3 sword fighters, you get 4 calves, you get 3 elven archers.
It's very oversaturated.
Yeah.
I think that the worst offenders definitely did feel like honestly, the first 3 places, just Cornea, Elheim, and Drakenhold. Though Drakenhold feels like the kind of least bad out of the... No, Cornea feels the least bad out of the 3, actually. And the reason for that is because even though you technically have the most saturation there, it's spread out because it's the largest area, and you get so many units there that it doesn't even feel that bad. With Elheim, when you get 2 Elven Fencers and 3 Elven Archers in all the side quests, it feels pretty fucking bad. Because you look at that, it's like, I'd like some more units, please. Can I have some diversity? And granted, you also in there get another Griffin Knight. I almost said Pegasus Knight. and if you get Gamel and Mandarin, then you get another hunter and another thief.
But still,
So
those are
it's not-
those are 2 Griffin Knights, 2 thieves, and 2 snipers that you have at that point.
Yeah, but you had also mentioned that it's like, because otherwise we only get 1 hunter and 1 thief and 1 Griffin Knight. So they give us alternatives later down the line that are a bit more leveled if we chose not to use those guys. So it's actually not that bad. I think that was good.
I know, but that's why
But
I'm saying that like each class should have gotten 2 to 3 in my opinion.
I understand that, and I agree with you to a point on that. However, I do think that it would have been a lot of units in that case.
I know,
because
and then we would have had
we
more
already
bench
complain
warmers.
about Elheim and that there's only like 3 new classes in there, and then
And
in
I've-
Albion it's like there's only 3 new classes in there, and then in Pistorius there's barely any new classes in there, even though they're new classes, but
They're
we talked
copies.
about
They're
them
carbon
in the
copies of some of
episodes.
the classes.
Yeah, Morad is a carbon copy of Bruno, which is like, that's crazy. But at least I enjoyed using Morad compared to Bruno for some fucking reason. Probably I just gave him better stuff because I thought he looked cooler. I'll be real. It's like I'm not even being subtle with it at this point. But I fucking tried to use Bruno, dog. I tried my best. It wasn't enough. But then you have, I think the werewolves felt like the most unique out of like all the Pistorius classes because they didn't feel like you meshed a bunch of skills together.
They felt like
compared to
lighter
all the other
versions of the
units.
Landsecks, in my opinion, because of the
They felt like lighter versions to me of like the Landsnecks, but also heavier versions of the sword fighters, if I were to have to put that into words. And I think that in comparison to that, you have the Werefoxes, which are a combination of the thieves as well as the sword fighters. That's what I felt.
and then the werebears are just they're just hoplites at that point.
They're hoplites, but situated in a different way because hoplites, their main thing is like protecting the whole team. But werebears are kind of there to be like, I'm a wall. I'm a big fucking tough wall. So if anything, they felt like a combination of gladiators and hoplites because they had a larger health pool in general than hoplites did. And their skills were more so used for their own self-sustain, but they were very focused on guarding. And then they also had those wide attacks where they would attack a whole row or everyone, just like the gladiators. So, and it was also their fucking Earthshaker, which was like attacking everybody, much like the Berserker's Grand Smash, which is an attack everybody that is ground-based. They're the same in that case. So I do feel like they're a combination of those two. And then you have the Were-Owls, which is like, they feel like a combination of Elven Archers and Clerics, which is like, okay, that's neat, I guess. It's like, and they're flying, so like, cool.
But and also like I know this might be a bit of a. I don't think this is. I know someone's gonna bring this up. I don't think Selvi is like a unique class like we've seen Shamans before.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if we can recruit shamans anywhere else. That's the thing.
No,
I don't know.
Not unless it's through not unless it's a mercenary. You can only get Selvi is like your.
Well,
only
no,
shaman.
that's what I meant. Like, can you do it to mercenaries?
Yeah, you can get like basically any of these like classes. Like you can get mages if you want, like as
Oh, that I know. But
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if shamans counted in that.
No.
But I'm glad to hear that they did.
Yeah, but like I don't think
yeah.
Selvi's a unique class because I know
Well,
you
she's
get,
not a unique class because you can get mercenaries.
Yeah, and plus she is your only she's your. But seriously, like I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Like the saturation and dehydration is a problem in this game, and like it sucks that.
But I think they did it in a half decent way. I think the Cavs are a huge fuck up because putting 4 of them in a party is broken.
Yeah. Well, technically, I mean, like 3 in a row is broken. 4 is like because of Cavalier.
4 is still pretty good because
know.
they all get
Wild
all
Rush.
get Nightly Pursuit, which is a column attack that just hits everyone.
And Wild
if
Rush
one
and
Wild
Pile-
Rush,
Wild
if
Rush
one
and
Wild
Pile
Rush
Thrust,
hits and stuns
Assault,
the
like all
row-
their skills are good. All their skills.
No, they're incredibly good. They're all incredibly fucking good.
Yeah.
But I think that when it comes to like shamans, like, do you really want an oversaturation of shamans? Like, they're really good as it is. Like, one's kind of enough. And especially in the early game, you don't want a lot of non-attackers to start out with. You kind of don't.
No, because at that point they're not going to do damage. And then
Exactly.
and then
That's
the thing is though
you really
that they're
want
going
to
to
get
lose
two
the
shamans
battle, and then they're going to
lose
be
out on a damage user.
No, then the thing is though they're not going to do a lot. They're going to lose the battle, and then they're going to be playing a weighted state.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it could be worse. But I definitely think that the saturation and desaturation of the certain classes is a bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on to basically, I think, basically just like a bunch of like miscellaneous stuff, which is we're gonna talk about the mining, tavern, report, and forging at this point.
Can I talk about the music in this?
Let's actually talk about the music before we get into this. So
yeah,
the music in this game, I like all the tracks when I'm able to hear them. I say that because...
Are you talking about when you're skipping through or like speeding up?
When I'm speeding, yeah, that's the thing. The problem with this game is that when in Fire Emblem, when you speed up a battle, the music doesn't like speed up with it. In this game, for some reason, when you speed up a battle, like hit the fast forward button, the music for some reason speeds up with it, which for some reason...
Well, it doesn't speed up, it just fades out.
Yeah, it does speed up, and it also fades out.
I guess.
Yeah, but either way, it fades out. We can agree on that.
It does, and that was the
which
thing
is
about
like
it.
I don't understand. It's just like, why are you doing this? Like I understand I'm speeding up the battle, but I would like to hear the music. Now, the battle music, I think when you're able to hear it is great. Like there's not a single track in this game I think I hate. It's just that like, and plus like I even love the Overlord music for all the...
You just want to hear them?
For all the tracks. Like even like the nighttime and the daytime, which the nighttime I want to talk about for a second when we're done with the music. But the music for this game is phenomenal when you're able to hear it, no matter what. And even though I don't know the name of each track, I do plan on finding out the names for these tracks when I get a chance. Because
I'll just send you like the full soundtrack of that. Don't worry.
Okay, if there's a playlist, I would appreciate that. But
yeah,
and even like with the Monarch edition, like they included like with the special edition of this game, like the collector's edition, there was a full soundtrack for this game actually, and a 243 card game included actually.
What? Oh, that's actually cool.
They actually made a card game for this game.
They made it where it's like just a normal card deck.
No, there's like a 243 like card card game for this that they can play with 2 to 4 players that lasts anywhere from like a half hour to an hour, I think.
That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't get it because like I didn't have the money, and plus it was sold out.
Hey, I didn't get it either because I bought the game after.
Well, I bought the game like me day one. I already said my story about that game, but about my story with this game, but
I didn't.
But the music is great when you're able to hear it. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to that. It's just music's really good. Really felt like I'm gonna fucking Drakenhold. Oh god, I love Drakenhold. And Drakenhold's final theme, I think, is my favorite one out of all of them. I like that they changed they give a unique theme to the final battle for every region. I think it was really good, and it really made me super hyped for doing each of those battles. As well as like a unique theme for the Dark Marquesas showing up, unique theme for bosses. I thought those were cool. I thought Grand Korean, just the final battle, they did everything right in terms of music. Fuck yeah. I just think the music's really good, and I think that going on to that, it really helps in the ambiance of this game, because this really does feel just like a game with a lot of ambiance in the best possible way, because it really feels good to just listen to this game as well, like not even just to play it, but to just listen to it. And then also just to look at it again, not even to play it, just to look at it, because it looks good. Like it actually looks good. And I don't know if you want to talk about the animations at all or anything.
We can talk about talk about that like towards the end of the video.
I getcha.
So
I will leave that then, but I like them.
I would like to talk about like the nighttime aspect of this game, or like the time system. Yeah. So the people, like, it seems like they wanted like a nighttime system about this game, and people might think, oh my, like I'm pretty sure like a lot of people, including me, thought when there's like a day and night system, they were like, oh my god, this must be a really integral part of the gameplay. Get ready for this. It's not, because when it's nighttime, the only thing that's changed is basically you get access on the overworld to the dark merchant, or the black market merchant.
Dark merchant.
That's it. That's all that happens during the nighttime. Now in battle,
pretty much.
the Bestrels get bonuses if it's nighttime, But the problem is that this is only applying to Pistorius and when you get the Bestrels, and it's like, why are you introducing the dark? Like, it feels like an afterthought, the night system, because at that point, like, it's like, like, why? Like, really, we're at Pistorius. We're like literally at the fourth part of the part 4 out of 5 of this game, and now you're going to introduce the night system to these Bestrels. That's why I think gave Pistorius a difficulty spike, because now they're just now introducing this system now, like. It
definitely feels like a bit of an afterthought.
Yeah, the Dark Merchant I think was definitely understandable though, but like when you're applying it to battle, like it just feels like an afterthought for me.
A little bit, yeah. Though they do have items like as early as Cornea, as far as I remember. Though I'm pretty sure there's some in Drakenhold and some in Elheim that do work with like the diurnal and nocturnal aspects, where they are skills that are impacted whether it's the night or the day, and they get different bonuses. So already there, if you're using those, which
I know, but at that point you have to plan around them, which I mean, like, which you can't plan around the time during a battle though, because the time is set. That's the thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you can change this with the Dream Blossom, but you don't get access to the. But there are very few to come across in the Overworld, and you get access to these in Pistorius. At literally the tail end because the Dark Merchant is literally the only person that sells these. Why are you giving these at the end? Seriously. It's like, seriously, that's the thing about Pistorius and Albion. It's like they had good ideas, but the problem is they didn't figure out a way to like flesh out these ideas enough for them to like. It's like, think of it. Okay,
I would say that's more so the story.
This is probably gonna be a very shitty. This is probably gonna be a very shitty analogy, but I'm gonna do it like this. So imagine you order a deep dish pizza with like, it's the best pizza. That's what Cornea, Drakenhold, and Elheim all have. They're the best deep dish pizzas in my opinion. Though, now imagine you ordered the same deep dish pizza that consisted of Pistorius and Albion, but there's no cheese, there's no sauce, there's nothing on it, and it's just the dough. And the dough is like half baked.
Is it good dough?
No, it's like the word. No, it's like a mediocre dough.
If anything, I would actually compare Pistorius and Albion to being like, there's no dough, they just give you a container of tomato sauce and a container of cheese. They're both good, like, the cheese is tasty because it's cheese, and like, who the fuck doesn't like cheese? And the tomato sauce is also good. Like, they put time and effort into it, that's for sure. But the dough isn't there, and that's kind of bad because then you don't have the pizza.
And I know so before we continue, I know you like gave up your thoughts about the regions, like how you liked Cornea, but you said Drakenhold was your best.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think
I think Cornea is incredible in the game. Me personally, I love Drakenhold, but I do think that Cornea is the best, like, most well-made part of the game.
I love Cornea. I like Drakenhold and Elheim respectively, and I have a really hard time deciding which I hate more, Albion or Pistorius. Like to this video, I've been thinking about this a lot. I still don't know which is worse. I think I hate Pistorius more because of the snow and the Bestrels, and don't get
snow doesn't even impact shit.
I know that. I know. I just hate snow. It impacts you for one map. I just hate snow.
That's not even it. That's just Fog of War. There's one Fog of War map in this game. I don't want to hear that.
I know, but
it's a shitty one, but it's one.
Wait, is there? No. There's Fog of War in the desert.
Oh, it's like first. I don't even count that shit.
I know, but still, I know, but I know,
because
but
you
still.
Can also because it's not even Thracia fog. You can still see the fucking whatchamacallit,
the map
areas and everything. Yeah, you can still see the map, and you can also still see the I can't think. You can still see like the outposts and everything, so you still know where the bosses are. You still know like where they're coming out of. You know the general vicinity of everything.
I know. I'm just saying that I hate snow. Like, you know me.
No, that's fair.
But I mean, also, and plus, the thing is though, I'm just not a fan of Bestrels. I mean, like, okay, here's the thing.
I didn't use many of them.
Yeah, I only used Goville, like you saw me.
I used Bertrand. I do find it funny that you liked Goville, not Bertrand. I like Bertrand and not Goville. But I did use more.
At that point, I might as well just have sided with Goville at that point. Actually.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I made it harder for myself.
You kind of did, yeah. But that is funny.
But the thing is, though, I'm just not a fan of the Bestros because, I mean, I like the designs, but I just don't like using them. I'm not like Raymond, okay? It's not like that if you're thinking of it. Okay, I'm not racist.
I'm not Raymond. Yes. The not racist card, I see.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't like using
I'm just
the
like
Bestros.
Elgor. I fucking hate these guys.
I just don't like using the
Because of
Bestros.
race, I just dislike them.
I just don't like using the Bestros, and I don't think anyone's gonna like get mad at me because I said that. Like, I just like if I'm using a game with humans in it, I'm gonna use the humans. Okay.
Damn, that's crazy. No furry love.
Yeah.
No, that is fair because I found that a lot of the gimmicks being
it just feels off-putting
night-based.
to me, in my opinion.
I did not like just the thought of the inconsistency of, oh, yeah, if you're fighting during day, you have a disadvantage compared to if you're fighting at night. It's like, that feels weird. I would like to not do that.
Yeah.
But with Albion, I felt it didn't matter as much because most of their kits weren't like as centered around it being day or night.
No, the angels don't have any skills that impact that actually.
No, they do. No, they're stronger at day.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I
believe one of them has a diurnal guard. Either that or it was something, but it is a diurnal thing where they're stronger during the day. Oh, okay. Fidokia does, for instance, where with his magic aid, it affects everyone rather than just a row if it's the daytime.
Oh, okay. But still, like, I think that if I had to pick, it would have to be Pistorius, who's my least favorite area. Albion is annoying, but it's not as, like, annoying as Pistorius, in my opinion.
That is fair. I also didn't find it to be as bad in Albion as it was in Pistorius.
So yeah, if you're wondering, those are my most favorite areas, and the day and night cycle, like, just it feels like an afterthought to me. Like, it doesn't feel like they really went into deep detail with it.
I agree. Keep talking. I'll be like 10 seconds. I'm grabbing something.
Okay. Yeah, I think when Alex comes back, we'll actually like talk about like the miscellaneous stuff, like the mining, tavern, report, forging, all that. Though, just keep in mind, like, it's not going to be that deep to talk about, though. But I do think we'll also talk about like some other things, like the characters and stuff like that. And we'll also wrap this up with like nitpicking and closing thoughts. But still, we still have a bit of ways to go with this video.
I'm back. I was grabbing dinner that I had left over there.
Oh, okay. So, now that we're done with that, I think we can talk about I think we'll talk about the animations, and then we'll get into the other stuff that I was just
I like
so the animations for this game, I feel like all like are fluid. Whether you're playing the game normally or you're fast forwarding, I think all the animations are great to look at, and they flow so naturally with the pacing.
Yeah, they don't feel bad when they're fast forwarded, which I think is kind of shows a testament to just how good the animations are. Because if it really did feel a little choppy and like there weren't like as many like frames that there should have been in like certain areas, like. It's funny because I was just watching the trailer you had sent me that was from like 2018 of The Last Promise 2. And I was just like, I guess I have it on my mind, but speaking of animations that like weren't as good, I'm specifically talking about fucking like Tekkon's. You know that one guy that's Swordmaster in The Last Promise 1?
Mm-hmm.
Animations like those, like, you don't have like all the frames you need. Like, there are some parts that are gonna look choppy just because it's like, hey, you fucking, like, you don't have everything in there. Like, they're just going from here to here to here, and like they're going from point A to point B. But with all of these characters in these games, like, you can even see in the fucking background here with Gamble and the Armor Knights and all the House Carls, you can see just their fluid movements and like how their bodies move, and it looks natural.
And they're still like, it looks like they're actually like breathing when they're like.
Exactly. Yes, they look like they're breathing. The characters look alive in this game, and I fucking love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they breathe and shit. It's awesome.
And the sound effects actually sounds like when they die, they're actually dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instead of you have the fucking the Street Fighter sound effects, it's like ooh, ooh.
Yeah, or the Roblox sound effect. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it actually sounds like pretty good when like it actually feels like these people literally look like they're actually like alive instead of just like, standing there like, mannequins or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, but also I love the fact that there is guarding in this game, and every time that you guard in this game, for both the enemy and the ally. Like it feels so shitty just to like hear the guard effect and like the
but it
sound
looks
go
so
off.
cool when they actually like guards,
No,
showing that they actually like
does.
this impact.
No, it absolutely does. But what I'm saying is like it feels like you feel the impact and you feel like the loss of impact when you go to hit with like one of your guys and the enemy blocks it. It's like, oh fuck, I did like that just sucks. But then when you see Hodrick blocking like 50 attacks, it's like, fuck yeah! Like when he blocks an arrow, it's like, boom.
Yeah.
That's
or like
awesome.
when Lex does it and he like
good.
Or when Lex goes like, I gotcha, and then he like blocks the attack. It's so satisfying.
Oh, I love the shit out of that because you see that it's like ding dong, like it's great. It just feels like you're fucking smacking the ball like away from the hoop.
Yeah.
And it's like bam, fuck your shit. It's great. I do genuinely love that. And yeah, the sound of design of like whenever Rolf actually shoots somebody with an arrow and they don't guard it, it just hits. It sounds meaty. It sounds good. It sounds like it hits them. It like that shit is embedded in them. That feels good to listen to, and it feels good to look at too, because you see the recoil of like the arrow and like the bow fucking like string being taut, and then it's great. And then oh man, I could fucking talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to. But overall, just to summarize my thoughts on the animations, I think that the animations of both talking and combats is like for both getting hit and hitting and just any animations at all, they feel very fluid, they feel very alive, they feel like actual people and just characters rather than just figures and like action figures that you're moving around. It's like, haha, and then I'm going to move this dent to fucking kick you.
I know I should
it's
talk
like
about.
You do that, and they actually just twist their leg in half.
I know I should bring it up, but even like the background animations look good. Like not even that of the characters.
No, absolutely. I love the backgrounds in this game. I love the environments because I think they did such a good job of them. I think that it's amazing, and I also love the look of the overworld. It looks really good. It makes me want to fucking explore it. And all of the houses and ruins you can go to look super cool. And I look at that and I go, I want to go touch that.
Yeah, like
and then you do, and you get rewarded for it, which makes you want to do it more.
Yeah, and the way they like transition the worlds actually feel like a world. It doesn't feel like a bunch of random places like stitched together.
It's
actually
connected.
Yeah. Like when
Which
you
is
transition
perfect.
from Cornea to Dragonhold or Cornea to Elheim or to Pistorius. And then when you go to Albion, though Albion I feel like is a bit of an offshoot because it's not really connected to Pistorius or Alheim.
I think that's good though, because that also shows how insular Albion is, of like we don't really know anything about it, and that makes sense. That's not unexpected. Whereas when you go to Pistorius, it's like we don't really know anything about it, which is weird because they're literally just above us. Like it's just a fucking wall that separates us. And it's like, yeah, that is weird. Let's go fix that. Like it's two of those unknowns, but Albion is like, it's there to be unwelcoming. Like it is a struggle to get there. It is your general like just church shit. Whereas I think it works for them. That is the one time I think that it does work.
Yeah.
Because if you had to take a boat to all of the places, I would think that it's full of shit.
Yeah, it would definitely feel
like,
disconnected or disjointed.
Yeah, and it's like unless they specifically made the story for that, it's like they talked about how little like all these like different regions interacted, as well as like just how disconnected they all are. Like the whole thing of this is like you're trying to like get to them and like we're trying to bring them all together, and it's like it's so hard because they're so distant. Then that makes sense, but otherwise it's like thankfully they didn't do that pretty much.
Yeah. So basically, so now we can move on to the topic that I was going to talk about. So now we're going to cover like a bunch of the miscellaneous stuff that happens in the overworld, specifically the mining, the tavern, the report, and the forging. So, the tavern I definitely do like. I mean, a lot of people, including myself, think of this whenever we like see the food in the tavern. It looks good. Like I'm not gonna like.
Dude. Just thinking about it, I'm eating right now and I'm hungrier just thinking about them.
Like seriously, like all the meals like look good. Like seriously, some of these meals that I haven't even looked. I looked up to see if these are
they're
actually
very
just like
wiggly though.
Like they're actually like real foods, but they are actually, which Makes me want to actually like try some of this stuff if I ever like want to like
100%.
if I ever want to like get the ingredients to cook this, because I can cook actually. Don't you look at me and think I can't cook.
Hey, I didn't say shit. I believe in you.
But but though the tavern though, I mean, like, let's be serious. Like here, you're using the tavern to build supports. You not to ogle the food.
Fuck yeah, are you kidding me? Building supports is awful otherwise.
Yeah, because like let's be honest, like you get 5 reports for a battle, and that's gonna take forever because it takes 100 to get the C, 250 to get the B, and then 500 to get the A.
Yeah, if you're not specifically trying to get us a rapport, that being using the tavern, like if you're just passively doing that with the squads, just going into battles and doing that, you can go into battles with those people for the rest of the game.
Like Alex,
since the start.
Like take me for example, Alex. I was
work.
Like Alex, take me for example. I was able to naturally get Lex, Melisandre, and Chloe's A supports through battle.
That's fucking crazy because I
and then longest I got to B
at naturally get their hires ones.
And then for the longest I got to B with Elaine.
Nice.
But yeah, the tavern, like so the tavern, the food looks good. It's really good to like look at, and but you mainly used it for report though, to build reports.
It's very convenient for that though. I like it.
Thank God. Like, and to be fair though, you actually get access to one of the first taverns very early in the game, but the one with Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a good thing that there are like a lot of places to build report. It's not just like one location.
I do appreciate that. Because if it was just one way of doing it, I'm like, this fucking sucks. It's like I'm grinding supports in GBA again.
Though it feels weird when it's like out of place. And I'm talking about specifically with Sharon in the cemeteries or Kitra with building bridges. Same thing with Morden.
I guess that's fair, though, to be honest, I'd be more surprised if that didn't build rapport because you're specifically doing this with a different character. And it's like,
I know, but it just feels weird. Like you can literally get an A support with Kitra, Morden, respectively, through building bridges, or an A support with Sharon, if not close, if you're getting all the cemeteries.
That is fair.
Yeah, it just feels weird to me. Next up is the mining.
I appreciate it.
So the mining is... I like it, but it is very, very hard later on, like when you get into further mining sites, to get the treasure maps, which, let's be honest, that's the reason why you do the mining, if not to get the materials to build the bridges, though. You're
either doing that, you're grinding materials, or you're grinding for divine shards and star iron later.
Yeah, but the star iron though, I don't think you can access. I'm pretty sure you get access to star iron once you're in Helheim's mining area.
I think it's Pistorius.
Okay. Well, either way, it's like roughly more into the game. It's not.
It's like around halfway through the game. Give it
though, any area, I'm pretty sure you can get divine shards though.
Yes.
Yeah. But
that is as early as Cornea.
But yeah, but even though you get like resources and stuff, let's be honest, you're doing the mine to get the treasure maps. Now, in each region, there are 5 treasure maps, which I think all the rewards are good in their own right. I was a bit negative in Albion's because they didn't feel that important to me. Mainly, I think it's because the armaments of the anime outweighed them, in my opinion.
You got better stuff at that point, so yeah.
Plus, you also get these 6 treasure maps. Now, after you get all 5 treasure maps from Albion, you have the chance to get treasure maps for each of the areas, including Albion, which you get the 6 treasure maps for each of the areas. Now, in case you're wondering, they're not random. There's a set pattern. It's Cornea, and I don't remember. I think you get Bastoris is next, and then I think Elheim, then Dragonhold, and Albion last.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually a set order. It's kind of like how you would get like treasure maps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a set order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I like the mining aspect. It's just like I know that I might feel like a bit like greedy, but like I want the treasure maps. I prefer to get the treasure maps if I had the chance.
That's fair.
But I think that's also what makes the mining so addicting, because like it makes you feel like, God damn, I didn't get the treasure map, so I gotta go again.
It's nice that they're cheap. I think they did a very good thing by making all of the mining very cheap, and it starts at 200 gold in Cornea and just goes up by 200 every region.
And plus, you have the mining pass. You get some mining passes that allow you to waive the fee for the tavern as well as the mine.
You do. It's very nice.
And I also think that it's it can definitely get addicting because you can also like sell those materials that you don't need, like the ore stuff. Because let's face it, the ore you never like the copper, the iron, the steel, silver, the gold ore, the platinum ore. You don't use it for anything aside from deliveries here and there. But it's more profitable to sell it, in my opinion.
Once you're done with the bridges and the deliveries in the region, then you can kind of just say, "Fuck off, I'm good."
Well, the bridges you don't even need like you don't even need
Well, you
the
need
ore
like
for that. You need the stone.
whatever ore it is.
You
for,
need
like,
the stone.
Yeah, like Basterite stone, Cornite stone, like Draconite stone, like all of that.
But yeah, I do like the mining feature. It definitely feels like it's like a mini game that I can actually get behind. You know.
Fair. I thought it was okay. That was mainly it.
Okay.
I wasn't super attached to it, but I thought it was alright.
And now we can move on to basically the forging and the star iron. So the star iron, I have to say, I feel like that's a little bit of a weird thing that you get that like once you get Aphelion, and then it's like out of nowhere, like we discovered that out of nowhere, and I got Aphelion, and we found like the purpose for those like stone circles.
It did feel kind of weird.
And it feels random that Aphelion is the one to do it. Like, honestly, if anything, I feel like either Rosalind or Etalin would be behind that.
You know what? I would have thought that too, but no. And I really would have expected it, but it was not.
Yeah, it's also weird. Like, and that's another thing that's just weird, like, inconsistent. Because there's apparently this one area in all of Everith. It's in Cornea where you find, like, this, like, creepy-looking cave. And Auk is the only one that is able to find the mystery that's in it, where you get like a lapis pendant.
Wait, what?
We've discovered it very early on. There's like this like weird looking like cave. It's from a treasure map as well, but you get the treasure map. It's weird. Like you get like there's like this cave like near where you get Berenice. And you're able, and Auk is like the only one that's able to like find like the mystery that's inside the cave. And you get like a lapis pendant from it.
Trust me when I say I don't fucking remember this.
It was very early. It was very early on. So plus, I don't even think we got in my like playthrough. I think I got off camera though. Also, I
don't think I got it.
Circling back to the treasure maps though, before we continue with the forging, I do like the treasure map aspect where you have like this, where you have a certain area, you have a picture. And you have to like basically figure out where in this region where the item is actually. I do like that though.
I like that too. I think that it was very nice.
And with the 6 ones, it's even harder because they're in a larger area, and it has double the radius too, which is very like clever actually.
I do like that.
Now, circling back to the forging and the star iron. The star iron I feel like is like it's okay. I honestly think that the weapons, like, I think it's definitely worth it to get the weapons, though. Though I do feel like it's a little bit hard to, like, because there's not a lot of stone circles, and the only way you can get Sauron is through Bastorius and Albion. And when you're doing the mining, it's very rare to get star iron. And the thing is, though, that when you're with the star iron, like, when we were doing our playthroughs, like we were only able to get like 4 out of 5 of the weapons at the initial start, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So it's very hard to like get star iron like after that point, but when you get it's very
rewarding. Once you
rewarding.
do all the stone circles, yeah.
Because you get because the meteorite weapons are some of the best weapons. Like they're literally like just 1 might off from being the max might you can get on a weapon actually.
True. Plus the bonuses are actually like pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it's like. I think
it's like either plus 10 or plus 20 health and plus 10 or plus 20% guard rate.
Yeah, so the bonuses are pretty good. So it ups your guard rate and also buffs your HP pool. So yeah, I do like the meteorite weapons. The star iron is a bit of a pain to get, but overall, like the weapon, like it's outweighed by how good the weapons you can get are. Even though they don't come with exclusive skills, or you can't force them to get exclusive skills, I'm pretty sure like the meteorite weapons are some of the best weapons in the game.
I agree.
Now let's move on to the forging, which involves the Fevrite. So the Fevrite. So in order to forge a weapon in this
forging
game,
felt underwhelming.
Yeah, it's plus it doesn't help that it's super late that you get. Like it's just God, and there's not even like any indication. Like you get it out of nowhere. You get it from completing Eumeris' side quest. Like it just feels out of place. Like, why?
I would have liked for there to be a separate side quest for it. Just like, even though it's short liberation bound, be like, hey, a legendary blacksmith, let's see. It's like, oh, cool.
Or kind of like how in Albion, where that kid like has where he like gives you a hint to Elheim's sacred treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, with the fucking like the thing of Ervelda, I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
But the thing is though that so in order to forge a weapon, you were able to forge it to its max might. Of 25, and it can be with any piece of like weapon or armor or any shield. You can't do this for accessories, I'm pretty sure.
No, you can't. It's
Yeah,
only weapons.
so it's only for weapons
shields.
and shields, and you can forge it to the max defensive stats as well as guard rate, as well as its max might. But the thing is though, it costs 50 honor, and it uses 1 Fevrite, and Fevrite is a very expensive and very rare resource in this game. And the thing is though that you're using honor at the time when you get the blacksmith to increase your final like squads for my playthrough at least to have 5 units.
That's fair, because you should be finishing up with those at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or getting a shit ton of Idealist hand mirrors, because you also get that in Albion, which I think is really neat.
And plus, I feel like the Idealist hand mirrors are more useful than the forging in certain instances, in my opinion, because you can use...
If they have bad stats already, then yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure because once you liberate Fredokis area, there's a merchant also that shows up there with an abundance of Idealist hand mirrors, and I think it's infinite, because I haven't...
It is. I believe it is infinite, and I don't think that it's it wasn't a merchant. It was just some
lady,
some
but I'm calling her merchant because she does
some fucking lady.
I'm just calling her merchant because she does use like resources in order to get, and you need
it's 30 honor.
In order to get one of these hammers, you need 30 honor. So Albion, this is another reason why I don't like the Ares is that in order to get like a lot of stuff, you need to have honor for this stuff, and like honor is like it's not a hard resource to get. It just feels very superfluous because. Like, the thing, like, honestly, one of the hardest resources to get in this game is honor and renown, because renown, you need to, like, basically, renown is very rewarding, though, because you definitely use it to, like, you know, get access to expanding your unit slots, promoting, and to also get the Holy Unicorn Sword from Gerard.
I think that was a very cool S rank thing.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely worth it, in my opinion. Though the honor
it was a very good reward, but also just I liked the challenge.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. Like it's very like that's the thing. Like so much about this game is like it feels very rewarding when you actually do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the thing is though, with the honors, like you need to like do a lot of deliveries to like, and plus like you're using honor for other things like expanding unit slots, getting mercenaries if you want to do that. Using it for forging, using it for the Idealist hammers. That's the thing about Albion is that you're using honor for a lot of stuff, and at that point, I feel like that the forging is like. Plus, the thing is though, if you're using the meteorite weapons, you don't like that's the worst type of weapon you could forge. Like, why are you forging the meteorite weapons? Like, they're 1 might off. Like, seriously, what are you doing at that point? And plus, the 6 treasure maps give you like weapons. The 6 treasure maps gives you weapons that already have max might, so it's like, why? Like the only reason why
the first 2 don't.
The first 2 don't.
No, first 3. The first 3 actually. Well, the fucking Corneas didn't.
No, all of them give you like a weapon. No, all of them give you like a weapon that increases your BP recovery. That increases your HP recovery by 30% and 1 BP.
Oh, you're talking about those. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the Cornix and the Draken Dash.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about
and,
like
the Kingslands.
Yeah.
Oh, then, yeah.
And the Kingsland weapons, like, those I definitely feel like are worthy of forging, as well as, and plus, also, there's also the armors of Animoid that I don't even think needs forging, because they're already that...
No, they don't. They're already max might.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing about the Fevrite weapons, or, like, forging with Fevrite, is that it doesn't really like feel all that rewarding to forge. It's nice to be able to like forge like a bronze weapon to max might. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that's really
that's
cool.
Pretty funny.
But you want to know what I think would have been really cool, actually, Alex?
What's that?
Is if that you could combine 2 weapons and you get random stats based on the weapons you combine. That would have been really cool, actually.
I feel like that could be cool, but at the same time, oh god, that would be a horror for balance, but
Really? We're talking about balancing an RPG?
yeah, I fucking know. I get it. We're talking about balance in the 11th hour of an RPG. I'm aware.
When you can have like 3 caps in one line and they all give Cavalier Call.
4, actually.
No. Cavalier Call only works for a row, actually.
Oh, I know. I just mean 4 cabs in general.
I know, but like, I know, but when you like
in a line, then you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, the forging I think is okay, though. If I had to pick between either forging or the star iron, I think I would go with the star iron because it's just more consistent. You get you can get better weapons, and there's just one might off from getting the max might. Plus the bonuses you get from the star iron, the meteor weapons are just good in my opinion.
I think that the forging is good in like one specific niche where if you have a older weapon from like earlier in the game that you really like the skill of it or you like some of the stats that it gives and you're using it for like a specific build and you feel like you just want more might on that, like one of the hammers for instance on like some of the warriors and breakers, then you can always do that. And
can you give an example?
Like the fucking any one of the hammers that give like painful strike that's like 200 like potency for 25%.
Okay. No. I was trying to see like you were gonna say that, and then you can give an example, and then you were gonna like, fuck.
No, because I actually did that.
Okay, no. I didn't know that. I was just wondering if you did actually. That's the thing.
No, I did do that, which is why I'm saying that. Because otherwise I wouldn't have even thought of it. But
okay.
I wanted to try using Morden for a second. I was like, what if I did this?
Oh, that was right. You used more. I used Nina in my
Morden for a bit, but not long.
I used the Nina for my second playthrough because I wanted to see her reports with Bryce and her, and they're really, really good actually.
They are good.
And I'm gonna try and use like
rapports anyways.
And I'm gonna try and use Kitra, and I'm also gonna use like the Ashen, Fran, Kitra, and Miriam for my hard playthrough because they're all.
I did use Fran. She's very good. I like her.
But I'm gonna try her for this playthrough because I used because I didn't use any of them because I haven't used any of them at all actually, and I want to give them a shot because the reason why I didn't use any of them was because you had Monica who was a rating that you had Nina and Morden who is like at this point why are you giving me another hammer and then you get. Well, I mean, you get Celeste, but you don't get her until Elheim. So
you just didn't want to. You just had bad Pegasus Night experiences.
Also,
so you didn't want to replicate that.
Before we trail off, Alex, here's the thing. You want to know how you can get. You want to know what's so crazy is that you can get Gamel actually and Celeste in the side quest. You want to know what happens if you don't do Mandarin with Oclese and Sharon?
What happens?
You can actually have Gamel talk to him or kill him, and you still get Mandarin, actually.
What, in Oclese's chapter?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, and the thing is, though, that, like, there's actually an exclusive scene with Gamel and Elaine talking to Mandarin, and you want to know what he comes as?
What?
He comes as a level 6 sniper, actually.
That's cool.
So you actually, he's already promoted and everything.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a really like. It was like, wow, they actually did this. I was like, I thought you just don't get Mandarin at that point.
This is an impossible scenario. Nobody's gonna fucking do.
Yeah, I know.
It's like that's pretty funny.
Because the thing is that if you're going through the game like at the rate we went, we obviously encountered Gamel and Mandarin already. Like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is actually the episode.
And the thing is, though, Alex, and also another thing, Alex, you want to know what happens if you don't recruit Sharon?
What?
You can't recruit Oclese either, actually.
Oh shit, she stays with her wife?
Yeah, you just can't. If you don't recruit Sharon, you don't get Oclese either.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but that's so fucked up too, because that's a separate thing entirely.
It's pretty funny. I mean, I really don't know why Oclese would go without Sharon, so that's fair.
Yeah, and plus it doesn't even make any sense. Like, if you want to protect Sharon, you assign someone here anyway. Like, can't you just come with me? Though Oclese is higher level than the rest of your party, so it's understandable why you have to work for her.
It does make a bit of sense. Yeah, It's kind of like Amalia, which I gotta talk about her for 1 second, dog.
We'll talk about her once we get to the Coliseum, which is up next. So let's wrap it up. So
I can hold on.
So your thoughts for the forging and everything overall?
Did my mic change, by the way? Because I thought I just got a notification.
No, I didn't. No, you sound the same.
Okay. About the forging you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I just kind of thought, like, it's okay if you want to, like, up some weapons to be minorly better, but aside from that, like, if you really need, like, a specific weapon from ye olden times that was good, then you can do that. But otherwise, that's kind of it. There's not a lot of use to it, and it takes up one Fevrite, which you get at least one free one when you do Bistorius and get to like that last chapter, I think. But aside from that, you have to. What?
Oh, really? You do?
Yeah, it's I believe it's a random shiny that appears just before you fight Elgor.
Oh, okay.
Like on the overworld. But yeah, aside from that, it's very. Like it's middling. It's kind of the thing.
Mm-hmm. But you get so late too.
You do get it very late. But I think that if you got it any earlier and then got like max might weapons, aside from like the Bastoric bow and everything, like it would be kind of I think in the stories it probably would have been fine.
I know that, but the thing is that we're already talking about like the meteorite weapons, the armaments of Animoy, which I'm pretty sure you've gotten a lot of them at this point. Like. I like this. I'm not trying to like do this to like counteract you, but I'm just like think of this from like the perspective of like.
No, but you're also correct is the thing, because I agree with you on this, because you get so many good weapons. Like if you go to the sanctuaries, you get the sacral weapons, which are pretty good, like pretty high might. They're basically max might if they're not already. I don't remember.
I think they are. If not, I think there are. They're like on par with like the meteorite weapons. Plus, they also give 1 AP as well.
No, the Animoy weapons do. The sacral ones don't.
Oh, I'm talking about the armaments of Animoy weapons. My bad.
Oh, the Animoy weapons. Well, some of them do, not all of them. But some of them do.
Don't they all like give like 1 AP?
Not all of them. Like the shield doesn't, for instance.
Oh, right. Well,
neither does the ring.
Well, obviously the shield and the ring. The ring I understand, but the shield obviously, because I don't even think there's a single shield in this game that gives you 1 AP. Actually, no. There's a Scarlet Crest shield.
Scarlet Crest shield.
Right, but that's like the only one.
Yeah, and you can either buy it from the Coliseum with Coliseum coins, or in the post game when you beat Grand Green.
Yeah,
which is pretty fun.
And it costs so much.
It costs like 60k, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I got it though. I got the one from the Coliseum too.
I'm so glad I told you to save money. I'm like, please just do this.
Yeah, I did.
just in case. I thought it was 120k. I'm like, you're gonna need to save money, dog.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think that. With all of the just good weapons you get, that it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
I think that the best use I ever got out of it was to forge the Kingsblade Cornix, the Draconax, and the King's Lance from Elheim. And that's it.
Because those weapons
just
don't.
Like, it's an extra point or two in might.
Because those weapons you get very early on, and they don't have max might. Actually, they give you +5 to all stats, but they can only get you so far with a weapon in this game.
Yes.
So it is nice though. So yeah, it's nice for those weapons. But other than that, it's kind of like, sure, when I got access to it. All right, so now we can move on to the Coliseum, which oh god, I know you've been so.
Oh boy!
The first round of the Coliseum. So for all the matches of the Coliseum, you get the Coliseum coins. You get a reward for the first wave of the Coliseum, and then you get at the end Amalia. Now we're putting Amalia to a separate topic, but I think
big woman.
You get Amalia, which I think giving you a taste during the defense of the Coliseum is a good way of showcasing her. Because like it
motivates you to do the Coliseum. It motivated me.
Yeah, and it motivated me too to like get her as well as the rewards. Though I was more interested in the rewards than Amalia. But
I was interested in Big Lady.
Though I will say though she is a good unit though. I will say that.
She is. She's a very good unit and another unique class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dreadnought. That's right too.
Yeah.
And I will say though that she's already out of the box, like ready to go. Which thank God for that.
She is literally the same level as everybody in Grand Korean, which is really funny. She starts at level 40.
Mm-hmm. So even if you like wait until Grand Korean, she's like just ready to go. Honestly.
Oh, absolutely. It's the funniest shit.
Though I think we waited until like Bastorius or like part way into Bastorius to
I
get
think
her.
so.
I think we waited until
think
after Melisandre and Elaine got hooked up is when we decided to get her.
I believe so, because honestly, those buffs really help.
Mhm.
I think I got her either like beginning, middle of Pistorius.
I think I told you this, but I think we won that battle by 4 HP actually.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I actually had to kill her because I didn't have a team that was gonna outlast her, especially with her phase 2.
Yeah.
But I did kill her. I ended up doing that. I think it was Virginia that mostly did it.
Nice. Really, Virginia?
The armor crusher did like
Oh
98
right,
damage.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that she's armored, an armored unit. But
Yeah, she is.
the Coliseum, I do think is like a really good like side challenge if you're interested, because you don't really like take maps or anything into account. Plus, you don't know the outcome of the map because of or the battle, because you don't have like the battle forecast actually to see how much HP a unit would lose or how much they're left with.
That is true, and I'm very glad that they didn't do that
Mhm.
because that actually made the Coliseum matches feel more suspenseful. It felt like I was actually like in the stands watching that. It's
Yeah.
like, please win. I bet my life savings on you. I'm begging.
Yeah, and then like once you're done with them all, you have a second wave of Coliseum to go through, which doesn't really feel all that impactful because you get some basically more
I
Coliseum
just
coins.
did it for completion's sake.
You get more Coliseum coins, which you can just get through like regular Coliseum battles, not through ranked battles. And then at the
also
end,
get them through ranked battles.
what?
You can also get them through ranked battles.
I know you can, but the thing is though, you get through the second wave, you only get Coliseum coins, so you don't get any unique rewards until the final boss, which all you get is an Onyx Pendant, which debuffs all your stats by 15 and gives you 2 AP and 2 PP. I'm pretty sure.
It's good for it's 2 AP and 2 PP, so you get 4 and 4. It's good for like a buff bot like Gilbert or some shit. Or like
Gilbert is the only unit I can
even a healer, like goddamn a cleric.
Gilbert is the only unit I can see using this good on.
Okay, would you not also give it to like Sharon or Tatiana or fucking Prim or something?
No, their HP is already so low. Why would I want to lower it more?
They're not gonna get hit. Literally, you have 5.
Look in your face. Look at your webcam and imagine my face, and think you're actually they're not gonna get hit.
Listen, unless you go up against a fucking like berserker that's using Grand Smash, or like anybody that's using an attack everybody move. If you are just like putting them in the row where there's nobody in the front row, so
Do you
they can't
not
be
know
attacked
me?
by row attacks. What? They're you stupid?
I think there were some times. I think there were some times when I did put a hero in the front row, and for some reason they actually survived. I think it was Gilbert's party actually.
It was stupid, and I hated it. I hated
like
every moment
they
of
went
that.
from
I'm like,
dying
why
to
the fuck does
taking
this
like
work?
little
Why
to
does
no
this work?
damage.
I was screaming inside. I was like, why is this working? Why? I don't fucking get it. We definitely played in very different ways, only because you would fuck around with the squadrons a bunch to see, like, will this work? Like, does this change
I definitely
the
did
outcome of
that
the
a
battle?
lot in Bastorius and in Albion though.
We did that a lot, period. I think you started doing that around Bastorius here, and I think that was just when you got sick of Bastorius.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
that's why I didn't like Bastorius
the
Albion, because it's like I had to fuck up my unit position so much just for them to take as little damage or just to kill the unit.
I'm very OCD, so I did not do that, because if I changed the unit positions after spending an hour on them, I would probably start crying, so I didn't do that. I just used a shit ton of items and said, please work, and it did, and I was happy.
So, about the Coliseum, I think the first wave is worth it. I don't think it's worth it to do the second wave, because you can just get more Coliseum coins through regular Coliseum battles. Though I think getting Amalia, getting the Heroes Medallion, all the other rewards are worth it. Plus, the things you can get in the Coliseum shop are definitely worth getting.
Oh yeah, like you could buy a bunch of really good stuff.
Like the Scarlet
like,
Crest
not even-
Shield. Like
Like the Scarlet Crest Shield, or like even another Carnelian Pendant, Ruby Pendant, Lapis Pendant, Sapphire Pendant. You have options.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting like the other items in the shop that may be good if you like want to build a specific way or something.
Though
like,
getting the Fev Red, I don't think it's worth using. It's worth purchasing.
Probably not, because the forges aren't that great, and you get more than enough February as it is.
And we already gave our opinions on the forging to begin with, though I don't think so. It's not worth it. Just
I don't want to talk about the forging again.
if you're gonna buy February, buy it from the Dark Merchant. But stories. That's the end of the discussion.
Pretty much. Though you get some of it, like anyways, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, but still. So what are your thoughts? I think we already know what your thoughts on the Coliseum are, but you can express them if you want.
Big woman.
That's it.
It's mainly big woman, I'll be honest. I think that your motivation to do the Coliseum is actually ingenious because it hinges on two things: horny bastards and people that like big numbers. And thankfully I'm both of those because she makes an amazing entrance since we had Liza recruited. So we had that with... Though I think that if we didn't have Liza recruited, then Scar would probably just be talking with a random merchant or something, I'd assume.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, with how Dragonhold is set up, you want to go through the desert first, then go... Actually, I wonder what would happen if you did... Does Amalia just go and like attack Leia and Gilbert to begin with?
Honestly, she might. Because
or maybe like we just don't even know who Liza is, actually.
Well, we probably wouldn't. Maybe. I don't know.
Scarlet just like goes looking for a random trick and she says, "Hello there, fellow customer. Can I interest you in something?"
Yeah, that'd be fair.
Yeah,
she might.
That's actually. Now I wonder what. Oh my god! I hope someone posts a video about that actually, because I'm actually interested now.
I might do the Coliseum first in that case, and not choose Neuron, just to see what would happen. But that's a ways away because I'm taking a slight break. But yeah, I think that it's really good because you get a taste of this level 40, 4 AP, 4 PP, have an ass, unique class.
She's not level 40 when you first encounter her with the Coliseum defense, though.
Really? What level was she?
She's level 28.
That's still really good.
Still, yeah, like even like we saw, like after her entire
level 12, 13.
Like after her entire squad goes down, she takes little to no damage against the like armies you sent her at.
Oh, absolutely. No, she solos them more or less, which is really, really funny. And just goes to show like how impressive of a unit she is. And then you see her, it's like, oh, I got a fighter in the arena. Oh, there's 30 matches. Oh, wow, she looks strong. Oh, wow, she's level 40. It's like, it gives you the feel of a challenge, but also knowing that an equally great reward will be waiting for you.
Yeah.
And when you get there, it's just like, oh, yeah, this is equal to the challenge. I'm happy that I did this.
And her Super Saiyan form, oh god! Like I know I said this before, but
that was incredibly terrifying.
Yeah, that was a shocker, and
when I first saw that, I just screamed, "She has a second phase!" I just equated her to a Dark Souls boss at that point. I'm like, we're fucked.
Or basically just like I'm trying to think who
What are you thinking, Ashnard?
No, not Ashnard. Well, he played. Well, that's kind of that. I'm thinking of like the boss in Octopath 1.
Are you thinking Fire Emblem or
no? Octopath 1's final boss, like secret boss.
Oh, Galdera.
Yeah, Galdera. It's like what?
He has a second phase.
But the thing is, though, that this was obviously like out of left field. Like this was not expected, though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, never at any point did I say like, oh, cool, she's gonna fucking take her eye patch off and like tap into the Dark Hado with fucking Akuma and just like shake hands with it.
But no, like her eye patch is like
silly.
No, but she does take her eye patch off, and like it's also like I also not only like the second phase though. But you also got to like find out like why she was actually looking for a strong opponent, or like her backstory too.
Why she was so strong.
Because she doesn't have a lot of reports, which I think we need to.
She doesn't, which makes me sad.
Yeah,
makes me very sad. I wanted to talk with her more.
So I think
you can still romance her, which is cool.
Yeah. So I think we need to now talk about the reports if we're done with the Coliseum now.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, the reports. I do like the reports because most of them aren't like like give backstory to the characters. Unlike Fire Emblem, where some where very little give backstory to supports, but they basically fringe on character tropes.
Yeah, well, some of them do a little bit. Points to anything with Scarlet in it. But
oh my god, have you not seen her supports with Etelinde and Rosalinde?
Yeah, I have.
Oh my god, they're all about Elaine. Like, we get it. No, you want his D.
When I tell you that, like, Scarlet, before we get to Albion and, like, actually meet angels that have somewhat interesting supports of her, before that, she's the worst. I hate her.
Yeah,
After,
like,
she's bearable.
she's such a
But it's
vanilla.
she-
Like, we get
her
it.
whole thing is just that she is the childhood friend and supposed love interest of Elaine. I'm like, I'm done with you.
Like, that's the thing about
Very
like
dumb.
that's the thing about like Japanese like anime to begin with. Like, it's like, yeah, the childhood friend like romance trope. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
It's so like, it's like, really, you're gonna do this in a video game? Like, can we not? Oh god. But
Yeah.
the thing, but getting back to actual like reports, I do like a lot of the reports. Like, I don't, there's not a single one where I like hate it. Well, I think I don't hate any of the reports. There are some I dislike, specifically like Scars when she's talking about like Elaine. But for the most
Fair.
part, I liked all of them. Like,
yeah.
I loved Lex and Elaine's report. Like, from start to finish, that was great. Like, it gave
Any support with Renault, Joseph, or Hodrick in it, I adored.
like, because like Elaine's and like they all give backstory. Like, Renault, like, even though he still feels guilty about like, you know, turning his lance on Elaine, he still like feels like that he should talk about it, and he feels like that he needs to redeem himself. And Hodrick and Renault share that sentiment. Like, they need to, like, you know, answer for doing such a horrid thing, even though they were under the control of Zenora with the mind control magic.
That is fair. I do want to briefly touch on, because we talked about Renault a little bit, I want to briefly touch on how fucking cool Renault's recruitment is. By, you have to do 3 liberation battles, and they just over time say, hey, it's Renault.
4.
I think that is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was, but by the third one, when Clive said that, I was, by the second one, I was kind of like thinking who this could be, and then by third, Clive confirmed it.
Yeah, by the second one, I was like, well, the first one I was like, oh, that's cool, Laurent. That's neat.
And like
that
you were
sounds
like,
nice.
and like and it's so crazy how he appears in Liberation Quest, when Liberation Quests are like the most easiest things to do in this game.
No, they absolutely are, and then they give you a buffer for the next 3, and it's like, that's awesome. And no matter where you are, too, you could probably be in Elheim or something. You'd be in Drakenhold. We were in Drakenhold.
Yeah, well, technically, actually, there are some people who do it who got him in Cornea, because Cornea, there are a lot of Liberation Quests you can do.
To be
there.
fair, I also did that in Cornea.
Yeah, like, the thing is, though, like for the bottom, you don't, because people didn't really do, mostly did the bottom half of Cornea first to get the scar as early as possible, and then they went to the top, and they get characters like Monica, Melisandre, characters like Tatiana, Selvi, and they got Renault through these, like, liberation battles, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do like Renault's recruitment, though. It's very unique. Definitely one of the most unique ones you can get, actually.
I do like it a lot. I think it was so fucking unique. Nobody else did that. It was cool.
And then, but going back to reports, yeah, I do like a lot of the reports, too. I like how a lot of them do, some of them do go on, like, some characters, like, you know, character tropes, though a lot of them all, like, give backstory to a lot of the characters. If not, some of them are pretty funny, like Berenice and Auk's support, where she tries to like train Auk into be like being a fighter, and she drags him away. I liked Ridio and Chloe's support. How like how Chloe just wants to be like really good friends with Ridio. It's really like just all these reports. I don't think is a bad one, but of course I'm a human being. Here comes the bitching. I'm not a fan of the reports that are just one and dones. Like, really? You couldn't do like 2 at least? Like, it just, like, that's the thing. Like, some of these reports are just one and dones. Like, the ones with Amaya, the ones with Renault, the ones with like Hilda, or like some of these, like or Pram. Like, a lot of these characters have one and dones, and Elaine is not excluded from this. He has one and dones. I know it's like with like Leolagus and like Etelene and
No,
Rosalind.
but they're bangers though.
I know, but they're, and like Lex with like Rosalind and Etelene as well. Like they're
Also
they're
with
good.
Amalia.
They're good. They are good, but they're just one and dones, and it just makes the experience feel incomplete. Like I mean, come on, you have to agree with me on this. It feels incomplete.
No, you're right. Honestly, you really are.
Yeah. So I just wish. So even though I like these reports, the one and dones I feel like should have been fleshed out a little bit more. Come on.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on to our next segment, which we're going to talk about our top 5 and least top 5 characters. Actually,
All right.
All right, so now here's the thing though. We're gonna split this up into top 5 characters in terms of character and top 5 characters in terms of combat.
I'm down with that.
So what did you want to start with? Do you want to start with characters or combat?
I would like to start with combat. I feel like that'd be easier for me.
All right, I'll start off with my top 5, and then we'll go one by one, like from 5 to like how we do our top 5 series.
I'm down with that.
So my number 5th unit, who I honestly have to think, I have to give this spot to none other than Renault. Like, did you expect anyone else? Like,
No, I really didn't.
like from his voice acting to his armor to his his sheer power when he gets him, he's broken as fuck. Like, even
I love
without
him.
him being in a Cavalier team,
And he
he's-
starts promoted too. It's
yeah,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, like, can you ask for anything else?
Yeah.
It's weird though, because when you face him as a boss, he's actually unpromoted.
He is. Yeah.
But yeah, I do like Renault, like as a combat unit.
I also like Renault.
Okay.
I would say my number 5 was probably Fidokia. I liked him. He did well for me. I gave him some stuff. It's like, oh wow, you turned out really well. I also just really liked his design, and I liked just all of the stuff. It was another tank, but it wasn't like, oh, here's an Armor Knight, or like, oh, here's a Berserker. It's like, oh, here's this flying tank that's good at dodging, good defending against magic, and has decently good defenses, like physical.
All right.
So that's neat. I'm like, oh, yes, please, thank you. But yes, that was always a pleasure. Even though it was that he wasn't. We did free Mandarin.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry.
Oh, so wait,
I
that's
told
why
you.
he was alive.
See, I told you we freed him.
So that's why he was alive.
Otherwise, Oaklease would have killed him.
So you have
Most of
to
them would have gotten.
So you have to recruit Gamel then, and since we didn't, that's why Mandarin showed up in his side quest.
I told you.
Oh
You
my
think I'm a
god!
liar? I remembered that.
Damn it! Oh my god!
I was like, we did not kill Mandarin, thank you very much, because we did not get 30 Divine Shards. Otherwise, we would have gotten Oaklease so much quicker.
Oh my god! So that's why Mandarin showed up alive, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then we killed him anyway. Oh my god! Now I feel bad. Damn.
Oopsies. But, anyways, yeah. I liked Fidokia. Also because I liked his voice actor, I liked his design, I just liked his unit as a whole.
Oh, we're talking
That was
about
my
voice actors. I think I already know who's on your list then.
I don't know if I should include him because he's post-game.
We'll see. Well,
I mean,
it's up to
we get to
you.
use
It's honestly up to
Gregory.
you. It's honestly up to you.
Oh, you already know what I'm gonna do with it.
So my number 4 unit is actually Gamel. Now I know what a lot of people are gonna say, but he wasn't in your playthrough. I did a second playthrough. Listen to me.
Damn, the Rat Man, that's crazy.
Gamel, in my opinion, is honestly better than Travis, in my opinion. Like, he's super cool. It sucks that you haven't used him because his victory quotes are just so good. Like when he kills it, like when he levels up, he goes, best thief in the biz, or like better and better. And then he also goes, and then when he kills it, he goes like, poor excuse for a soldier. Like, seriously, like, his, like, accent is just super cool, dude. I feel like it's, like, a light Boston accent, which I just love about him. Plus,
He looks like he'd be from Boston.
plus,
He
it just,
seems great.
plus, I just love how he's always, like, smiling. Like, he's really like the Joker. Like, he always, like, smiles, and it's like, you can't trust that smile.
You should see his fucking portrait. It is so funny.
No, I know. Like, I'm talking about, like,
art.
like his portrait, like, here, like, how he's always, like, smiling.
Oh, absolutely. It's the funniest fucking thing. It's just teeth.
It's like, can you, like, dude, we get it, you're happy, but, like, can you tone it down a notch?
Can you be less happy, please? You're scared kids.
And like his evade quotes, like I just love it when like he evades, he goes like nah, he's like you missed me, like he, yeah nah, like he just, oh my god, I just love
pretty
Gamble.
fun.
It sucks that I killed him in my first playthrough, but you know when we do our like
Crazy, I killed Gamble, yeah.
when we do our ranked playthrough, he's definitely gonna be a highly ranked unit. Like spoiler alert.
I'll have to try and use him. I'm just not a huge fan of Thieves, because I don't like Evade. It's too many true hit.
Wait, seriously, you don't like
What?
evade in this game? I thought you were kind of bored.
I do like it, I just don't like using it, like, later on, when there's more true hit, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you don't send a thief into like an archer with like just don't send them against archers. They're like the only ones I think who have like a true hit. Like
okay, I'm gonna break it down. They got archers. They got sword fighters. If you're fighting were owls and Pistorius, they're giving everybody true hit at nighttime.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay.
There's also
then
any
check for
multi-hit
those
attack.
skills and
so
then just don't send them in
Cavaliers
there.
will fuck them up. So there's also Cavs. God, what else was there? Fuck. I'm trying to remember. What else is true hit right now?
We can say that for like, another time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it on 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, so
but,
you're number 4?
Yeah, there's number 4 for me is actually Elaine.
Oh, wait, really?
I know it's probably a pretty bland answer, but I really liked him. I thought he was a very good unit overall. Are we still doing it based on gameplay?
Yes, this is gameplay.
All right, then yes, Elaine is number 4. I very much enjoyed him from the start. He already seemed better than your average Lord because he's got a shield. He's able to block pretty decently. He's got heal on hit, double heal on kill. And then he also got a guard skill. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. And cover skill. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. And then he got a horse. And it's like, ooh, that's got a little kick to it. And then he got spinning blade and initiative. I'm like, oh my lord, that's a lot of things, and they're all really good. So there was that. But yeah, then I also really liked his animations. He just had good stats all around. I thought that it was just, and he also gets like whole unicorn blade and all that shit, and like the ring of the unicorn. So obviously he's gonna have good stats. But yeah, he did really well for me, and I found that a lot of times when I couldn't have a good answer, it's like, send Elaine's unit over there. Let's see what happens. And then it went great. I'm like, hey, nice.
So, my number 3 would have to be Mandarin, actually.
Mandarin? Damn, you put both of them?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I really liked Mandarin. I know, I know you didn't recruit Mandarin, but you don't understand. Fun, yeah. Mandarin is really good. Like, I love everything about him. Like, seriously, I may have given him a bit of favoritism by giving him a Carnelian Pendant, but even with that, he is, like, better than Rolf, actually. Like, I didn't even give him the best bow, and he was able to kill stuff more reliably than Rolf, actually. Like, especially against, like, flyers and stuff. And the thing is, though, that, oh my god, I just love, like, Mandarin's, like everything about him. Like, his design looks cool. I just like when he, like, kills something, he goes, like, like, get some of this, or watch this. And then when he, like, kills an enemy, he goes, like, another arrow in the quiver. And then when he levels up, he goes, not bad for an X-Thief. And also, I think what puts him up above in my book for being number 3, not only is for his basically, like, his combat, but it's also the fact that he's voiced by Ray Chase, actually.
Honestly, yeah. Fuck, I forgot he's voiced by Ray Chase. That is nice.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know this until we looked up the voice actors.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, he was good with Mandarin. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, that's a good ass voice. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
So, you're number 3?
My number 3? Oh, dear. I'm trying to think. Oh, mama. Probably Hodrick, honestly. I felt that he was always just very good. He never really fell off for me at any point. Overall, I was like, don't put him against mages, you're good. Alright, got it. But even then, like, once in a while, just a light mage tap and he still lives, it's like, alright, cool. But yeah, you know how much I love Armor Knights. Mm-hmm. And I found that I also loved Hodrick's voice actor, because he was great. So putting him in there and just being like, hell yes, it was good. And you get him really early on, so I don't have any complaints about, like, the usability of him or any shit like that. So it was like, hey, like, nice, man. But yeah, I enjoyed Hodrick.
Okay. So for my number 2 unit, in terms of combat, would have to be Elaine. Like, I think, like,
that's so fair.
Everything you said about him, like how he's able to heal, about when he heals, when he kills an enemy, he gets a mount when he promotes, like, everything about him, in terms of, like, he's just good from start to finish. Like, he's not like Eligud, where he, like, it starts out bad, and then like by when you're done with the game, he basically is like, okay. No, he's good from start to finish. Like everything about, especially when he promotes and he gets spinning edge. Like, oh my god, he cleaves through anything, which is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he was super good. Gods. Do you have anything else to say about Elaine, or
no,
are we done with him?
No, it's just a good unit. That's all I have to say. Like, you basically covered everything I wanted to say about him.
Yeah, he is pretty much just a good unit. So for number 2, it's Amalia. God, she's so good. The only issue I have is just how long it's gonna take to get her. Because at the very least, you're not doing it until like Elheim Basorius.
Mm-hmm.
You're really not, unless you cheese it, which I'm sure there's a way to do it super early, and it's like, oh god. But then you're just stuck with this level 40 person that's not going to level up until you get to like Grand Kari, and I'm like, oh. But having a level 40 character as early as like in your level 20s is incredibly funny, and I think that everybody should have the opportunity to do that at least once. Especially because she can just rock the shit out of every map, but not really, because as soon as she sees a mage, she falls over. So we try not to do that. It's either that or breakers. Mm-hmm. Those are like her 2 weaknesses. And obviously werefoxes, but we don't talk about those. But yeah, aside from mages, werefoxes, and breakers, a lot of things aren't going to touch her. And then, no matter what, as long as she can hit them, which her ability to True Strike and Guaranteed Crit with her skills do, yeah, she's gonna kill you. She's gonna kill you, and she's gonna kill your friends. She's really good. And she comes with really good equipment as well, like fucking a ruby and sapphire pendant together. That's awesome. But yeah, Amalia, really good. Also big woman. Love her design. The one issue I have is that like there's gotta be some rust down there, and I feel bad for her every time I look. It's like, no pants, ouch. Like nothing.
I didn't know
ouch,
what you meant by
dude,
rust, and then it gave me a second. I was like,
yeah,
oh.
No, that is just clamped up, and I'm like, oh god, that has to just feel awful. I'm so sorry for that. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, no, Amalia is a really good unit. And for however long you get to use her, great time.
So now we can move on to my number 1 unit.
Number 1.
And I think people probably know this, but it's Melisandre.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I love Melisandre. Like even like as a like even I didn't even use her. Like I used her. I didn't give her favoritism in my second playthrough, but I still used her, and she just is able to like wreck almost anything. Like. That isn't an Armor Knight. Anything that isn't an Armor Knight, she can just wreck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like, she is... Plus, I just love her. Like, her design is also, like, it's not, like super, fan service either. Like, she's just, like, a really cool, like, unit for me. Plus, Swordmaster, too, so there's that.
That is true.
And I think she's like the most unique out of all the Swordmasters, like compared to like Leia and Aramis. Like she's the first one you can technically get if you want to.
Yes, absolutely. Because I feel like no matter what, you're probably gonna get her before you get Aramis and Leia, because you're probably gonna do fucking her quest for Dragonhold.
Well, I mean,
more or less. Though I do think that her quest is a little higher level than that. So
no, hers is level 11 actually.
Yeah, and in order to get Leia, it's like you do level 10 Liberation.
Well, I know, but you've had a couple of Liberation battles, plus you've probably leveled up your units up to the point where you can get Melisandre if you want to.
Oh, 100%, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Plus, like, even though you get access to Dragonhold and Elheim at the same time, I'm pretty sure, like, most players would want to explore the rest of Cornia before they go to Dragonhold. I'm assuming.
I know I did.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
I mean, I think Scar was the last thing I did, actually. Actually, no. It was the second to last thing I did.
What was the last thing you did again?
Us getting Tatiana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't the last thing. It was second to last.
Of course.
But yeah, I love Melisandre. If I could, I would literally... If I had to choose one character to marry for the rest of my life in this game, it would have to be her. Like, I'm sorry. I know
For me, it would probably be Amalia. So no, you're fair.
I know there's a lot of people who would love.
I'll die, so it'll be a short life.
I know there's a lot of people who froth at the mouth, like, oh my god. I don't know if you've seen like some of the Discord or like Reddit
Is
pages.
it the elves? Is it
Oh
the
my
elves that
god,
they're
they
frothing over?
love it. Rosalinde, Etelinde, and Scarlet. For
That's
some
what I've
reason.
heard. It's probably the leotards.
Yeah, and it's Scarlet too. It's like, okay, I get it, guys. Like seriously, I don't know
It's
Sonic
probably the
too,
fact
but
that
like
they animated her boobs separately from the rest of her character.
I remember
That probably did it.
I remember there was this one person out and that posted like said Fave best waifu with Rosalind, and they said, oh, you meant to put her lighter skinned sister, right?
Oh brother,
Like,
not this.
And then it turned into
Ow.
and then like the comments section turned into like a war on it. I was like, Jesus Christ! Thank God I'm not. Thank God I am not in this. Thank God I wasn't conscripted into this war.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not on Reddit anymore. I'm on something far worse. I'm on Twitter.
I only use Reddit only to get notifications from like for things I want to look up or just like just to hear like people's opinions every once in a while. I don't actually post anything there.
That's what I do on Twitter, but it's worse.
Yeah.
I get unsolicited opinions, which is the worst kind of thing.
Yikes.
Which is 3 hours of what this is actually.
Yeah. So
3 hours of unsolicited opinions about Unicorn Overlord.
I mean, it's better us doing it in video format than. Can you imagine we made it just like one giant post?
That's true.
So
yeah, no. Alright, I guess I should talk about my number one. So you thought it was gonna be Nigel, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. It's fucking Gloucester. Love him.
Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my god, I forgot. You want? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
God, Gloucester. So
I know. I don't blame you because I feel like Gloucester was like number one. I thought he was a very pretty man, and
should
like,
we?
Yeah, that does it for me.
No, he's
and
not.
Then I looked at his gear. I'm like, that also does it for me.
Should we? No, he's not a unique class. Never mind. Forgot.
He's not unique because you can recruit other Doom Knights.
And there are other generic Doom Knights.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. My God, damn. Like, again, the character.
But he is the only one you get, normally. But yeah, no, I feel like somebody that can do 600 damage in a row in one attack is pretty good.
Damn,
and
seriously,
I like
that high?
He was doing like 200 damage to each unit because it's Dark Flame. It's so much Dark Flame.
And plus, you have the mind pack too, so.
Yeah. And shit, I didn't even give him like the Ring of the Maiden, so he could have even better stats. Though I did give him the Dragon Axe, so he got +5.
Yeah. So wait, wait, does the Ring of the Maiden get +5 stats?
Yes, it does. I believe it's one.
It's one PP. It's one PP. It gives the Ring of the Maiden.
Okay, but I think it also gives +5 to all stats, just like the.
Oh yeah, and then it gives you a skill after you're done with all the sanctuaries.
Yeah, Celestial Light, so that you can.
Oh yeah, so
I think it's Wrath of the Unicorn was Ultra skill, right?
I think so.
That it stops. I think it was Wrath of the Unicorn or Death of the Unicorn or something.
So yeah, with the
dude, that was a fucking cool skill though. Oh, that was awesome to see.
Yeah, plus the Astral Blade.
Oh my god, yeah, that was super cool.
So yeah, technically with the Ring of the Maiden and plus one of the weapons you get from like one of the regions. Yeah, you can
+10. Yeah,
you can. Oh my god, damn! My god, I really want.
Dude, it's super good.
I kind of want to try that actually in my.
And that's also not including like getting like one of the crowns, either the Ancient or Dream Crown, which is another +5. +15 to all stats. You can make anybody.
2
I can
AP or 2
Bruno.
PP, actually.
I can make Bruno work with that. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. Oh my god. Should I actually use Bruno in my hard playthrough? I don't know.
Oh, fuck yeah, you will. Hell yeah. That'd be funny as hell. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
just,
I don't know.
One thing you have to remember is if you see that you're losing like 100 health or something in a battle, it's probably just Bruno. So... just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And one other thing, if you ever use Bruno or any other gladiator, put a toughness belt on them. Mother of God.
Isn't that the one that allows him to survive one lethal hit?
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Okay.
And that will allow him to survive far longer because that plus bulk up is incredibly good. Because his defenses are shit, but his health is high, and that's all that matters.
Bulk up, isn't that the skill that allows him to like recover like 50% of his HP?
I think it's like 30%, but yes.
Oh, okay.
But... yeah, that plus bulk up is pretty nice.
All right.
But yeah, I really like Gloucester. He's mounted, which is cool. His armor's cool. God, I fucking love his armor and his cape, especially when he's promoted. Super good. Though he also gets to be beefy and show off his biceps and thighs when he's fucking unpromoted, which is still awesome. But also his skills are really cool. He gets health regen with fucking Sanguine Pursuit. Or Sanguine, what arts? Sanguine Farts. But yeah, Gloucester, love him. Great, everybody should use him.
Alright, so now let's move on to our least type 5 units. And I'm actually gonna pull group since we've like, should we also talk about like character wise? But because I feel like we've already like.
I would like. Can I actually offer a proposal? Can we just do our least favorite unit period?
Okay, yeah. Let's just do our.
Because I was gonna say 5 is a lot to hate on.
Okay, let's do our top 2 least favorite units.
I'm getting with that.
All right, and we'll do these based on both like a character and or combat. So
I'm mainly gonna be doing it off of combat because then I probably won't be seeing shit about their character up here.
All right, so my number 2. My God, that's a tough question. My number 2 units.
I already have both of mine right now.
Okay, why don't you go?
I think you know exactly how this is gonna go.
Okay, why don't you go first on your number 2 unit?
My number 2 is Ramona. She dies so much. She actually dies an insane amount. It's fucking crazy. I'm probably using her wrong. I probably am. But there was like not a single combat that I was in with Ramona's party, which was a good party on its own. But then, because it was the calf party. Then this was before I had gotten Jerome, because it was in Bastorius. I was like, all right, let me use Ramona. I'm like, she is almost dying or dying. Every round of combat, I can't do this. Her evasion is not enough. But yeah.
Okay, so that's it?
That was my number 2, yeah.
Okay. My number 2 would have to also be a Pistorius unit, but it has to be Dinah. Like, it's like she's like Etelinde and Rosalinde, but she has nothing unique about her, and she just can't do damage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like that she's basically like, it's like she's like a thief. But the thing is, though, at least with like Travis and Gamble, they can at least poison, and then they can at least poison is pretty powerful in this game. So she just can't do anything for me. At that point, she's just basically a fox that is a lance user that doesn't have anything unique with just nocturnal evade, and it's just like, that's it.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about her. She's not good. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't really use her either. So yeah.
Okay, so you're up for. Do you want to do your number 1, or I can do my number 1?
What the fuck was my number 1 again? I gotta remember this shit. Oh,
do you want to go first for my number 1?
No, I got this. Okay. What the fuck was it? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, then it was... Oh, I think I have it. Hold on. Yeah, it was Goville. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I looked at his skills, and he had all of them. There was nothing else for me to get. I just looked at him. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, if there were more, like, if I put you on like a Merc team, maybe it'd be good, because like you all could activate Pursuit together. If I put him on like a full Pursuit team.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I know, and like that's probably good, but I just looked at him like, no, I'm good.
Okay. Anything else?
Not really. Just to go on a little bit more, it was really just the fact that I didn't see a lot of use for him compared to like any other units that I had at the time. So I really just said, I don't really need you, because you're not really specialized for anything. I don't have any ideas for you. Okay. So, man.
All right, and then for my least favorite character, and this is actually a tiebreaker because I could not decide. Who I hated more.
Who?
It's a tiebreaker between Scarlet and Bruno. Like, oh my god.
I knew Bruno was gonna be in there, and that is honestly so fair.
Yeah, Scarlet, I don't care who hates me. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of people hate me, but I'm pretty sure a lot more people hate me, even if not more.
For Scarlet, I'm sure. For Bruno, there's like the 5 Bruno enjoyers that are gonna put you in a ditch. But
Like,
that's about
I'm
it.
sorry, Bruno, like, he just doesn't look enticing to me. Like, and
It's the face, is it? Or is it just the being a gladiator?
it's him being a gladiator, and it's just that, like, it's, like, he doesn't look good, and it's just that, like, also, like, you have Morad, who's just basically him, but if you just trained him, it's like, why would I use Bruno when I have
literally
Morad?
a worse Morad. Because
like
Morad,
like-
you don't get Nightwalk.
Like, what am I getting? Like, what am I getting out of
Or
this?
with
Like,
Bruno, you don't get Nightwalk.
like, what am I getting? Like, can someone please explain this to me? Like, what is trainer? Like, what is my reward for training this guy? Can someone please elaborate? And it sucks too. Like, I don't think this is like. Plus, I like his voice actor too, which does suck because I would use him for his voice actor, but it's like that's not enough for me to use a
His voice
character.
acting's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like seriously, like I just and then Scarlet. Like I think Scarlet, it basically has to be personality. Like she simps so hard for Elaine. Like at least with her supports with Lex, it's not solely about Elaine, and it is funny at the first one, but it's just that like. Can you please, like, anything else? Like, seriously, I don't like supports when they just simp over one character, because it's like, what's your character? What, like, I get it, that's your character trope, but what is your actual character? Like, what's your backstory? Is it like, can you give me anything else? Like, please. Like, she has some supports that are better, like her ones with Lex, Chloe, and Joseph, but then you get to Elaine, Melisandre, Etelinde, Rosalind, it's just Elaine. Like you can't there's nothing wrong with talking about Elaine with Elaine, but don't do it with other like half your reports. Like that's half of them right there where it's just you just daydream about Elaine. It's like please Elaine, please give me the ring of the maiden. Please let me be your go-to gal. Let me be your queen. Like stop.
Please, the side hoe business, please.
Please. Seriously,
I beg.
That's the thing. Like that's what like drove me away from Scarlet to be like to not like.
Is it because the game just pushed the narrative so much?
Yeah, when you do that, it makes me want to not have Elaine go with Scarlet. Like that's also one of the things that made me not want to train her. And when I trained her, I just didn't feel like a sense of accomplishment. And I only trained her because you wanted me to, Alex. And I'm not like
yeah, she's a unique class. What do you want me to say? Yeah, fuck her.
like I'm not hating you on that, but it's just that like I did not want to train her. Like I trained her and I didn't feel any sense of accomplishment. And I don't even know if I want to train her for my hard playthrough.
It's debatable. I think that I trained her for mine and I kept her in Elaine's party the entire time and I said, hey, you're pretty okay.
Seriously, she was in
It
your
never
party the entire
really stood
time,
out to
and
me,
she-
so I feel like I could probably switch her out for somebody else, like maybe Rosalinde. Shit, I might work with Rosalinde next time. Fucking like barely bump of Elaine. I don't know, but
Seriously, you had her in your party the entire time, and you still only got Gilbert?
yeah.
My god, damn. That's impressive.
What do you mean that's impressive? That's 2 whole fucking regions of nothing. I swear to God, I'm telling you, the rapports are so slow.
I know,
It takes
I know.
the entire goddamn game.
I know, like, seriously, like, for my playthrough, like, it takes forever for Elaine and Albany to get a single support.
Pain in my balls.
Like, I don't
swear.
think I got it until literally, until, like, after the fight with Morad, actually. Or, not Morad, Morden, my bad, not Morad. That would be impressive. It took forever to get the C support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna cover our character, like our top 5 characters in terms of like character, because that's a whole nother discussion. Plus, we can always just say that for our second playthrough of this game, like why we rate characters so highly.
That's fair.
Also, I should say this right now, these are just our opinions. We know that people have other top 5 characters. If you agree with us, thank you. If you don't agree with us, please don't like choke us out, like saying, like, you know, Etelinde should be top 5, like, please. So yeah, I think that's literally everything I want to talk about. There's probably so much more that we could have covered, but this is just like our initial like thoughts. This is just, I think we're pushing 3 hours here. I think this is good enough for a review. So let's just move on to our closing.
I think so too.
Let's just move on to our closing thoughts about this game. So I love this game. Like, I honestly think, even though there are some problems I have with the story, and there are obviously some, I have problems with, like, you know, the class saturation and dehydration. Overall, like, it's not enough for me to rate this game like my 10 out of 10 game. I mean, like, if Unit Chronicles doesn't deliver, this might be my game of the year, actually. So yeah,
are you finished with that?
I love this game. I'm glad that Alex like actually enticed me. Like, Alex's like interest actually got me interested in this game and caused me to love it. So
hey, you're welcome. I got you invested in another game against your will.
Yeah, well, I mean, now I guess like, you got me invested in this game like out of nowhere, and it's like it blew me away. Like, I mean, like, seriously, first Octopath, a series, and now this. Like, it sucks that this game won't be a series, but still.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it's not going to be a series, just because it's like, oh god, I don't want there to be a shitty sequel so that people look on this worse than it actually was. Don't do that.
No, that's the thing about Vanillaware, is that most of their games are one and done. So I mean,
I'm so glad for that. They're incredibly based.
Really, you're glad there won't be a sequel to this game?
Yes, because I would rather play. Let me break it down. This game answered pretty much all the problems that it created, to the point where it's like, what am I gonna have if we make a sequel? It's like, oh, and this is when Elaine became an evil tyrant. Now we gotta fucking kill him or something. Or it's like, somebody assassinate Elaine. We gotta do that. Or it's like, it's basically just gonna be the same goddamn plot as this game. Like, what's happening?
I mean, like, they could like make it spiritual successor, or maybe a game like a game that's in this world, but it takes place on a different continent.
The best thing they could do if they made something in the same universe as Unicorn Overlord is do a prequel, and you're playing as like Galerius, and
or
it's
like
you're in Sonoira, like trying to solve the civil war that they were going through before they went to Febrith.
Yeah, like if they ever
that's like the best thing.
Yeah, if they do a game like this, a prequel, or maybe like a sequel where this game takes place on a different continent and a few years like in the future, in the past, actually.
Yeah, like, I feel like either of those could be a good idea, but, like, I'm also fine with them just, like, leaving it at one game, because I don't know. I think that we don't do that a lot anymore. We have to continue things because we like the first one so much, and as much as I think that's good, I also think that we need to be mature enough to say, hey, this is good, it's done, it's been solved, let's leave it the fuck alone and make something else. Mm-hmm. Because we can make something else that's just as good, if not better, or just something that we can also enjoy.
Yeah.
And it can even be the same vein of game. Like, it still has, like, some of the same elements as, like, this game, and, like, in gameplay-wise. Like, look at Fire Emblem. They make a shit ton of anthologies, and, like, they, like, it's a little connected, but for the most part, they're on different continents, and it's just, like, different shit. The only thing that's really tying them together is the gameplay.
Yeah. And I mean, like, like, they don't have to, like, make, like, a sequel to this game where it takes place on the same, and take place in Febrith. Like, I mean, I'm thinking, like, and I think the reason why I would like a sequel to this game, or, like, a spiritual successor to it, is I'm thinking of this from the point of view from, like, Octopath. Like, how 1 did, and then you see how 2 did, and it improved everything, and then more for a sequel. It takes place, like, I'm thinking that if they do a sequel or a spiritual successor to Unicorn Overlord, it would be like how Octopath 1 was to 2. New universe, new continent, just new everything, and whatever complaints people had about the first game, they improved on that.
True, honestly.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying for it. So
I think that'd be fair. It can be nice.
All right. So
if they don't make a sequel, I think that's okay, because now going back to everything else, dude, I fucking loved this game. It's so much fun. I haven't had so much fun just playing a game, especially because I got to share this experience with somebody else.
You said you got this game for a friend too, like another friend.
I did. I don't think they're very far in it right now, but I do hope that they get to play it more, and I hope that they enjoy it. If they don't, like, if they're not a fan of it and they put it down, then as long as they give it an honest try, I'm like, hey, that's good. Like, don't worry about it, dog.
Yeah, that's what I did with the demo. I gave the demo a try, and look where it got me. The full game.
That's fair. But yeah, no, I really enjoy this game, and I think that the more people there are to talk about this, the better it is, because it is such an amazing game, and I think that people talking about this game is great. I hope that Vanillaware gets a lot of support for this. Atlas is Atlas. Hey, good job, Sega. Please add more gay people. But yeah, that's like my only gripe, and I barely touched on it, but man, fuck those guys for what they did with Gilbert, and for like any like just gay ending, like I still gotta look around to see it's like, hey, can you actually like marry a dude? Is it possible? I don't know, but I don't know.
I think it has to basically do with like the localization has to play a part. Plus, you know, it's a lane. He's 17.
It's Japan. It's fucking Japan. It's Japan, and it's Atlas, and Atlas is fucking well known for just their ability to block all kind of cock when it comes to another man. But no, like barring all of that and like all of just the like random bullshit I have to say of like, man, fuck that like Fog of War and that one chapter of Pistorius, and like fuck werefoxes, they can eat my entire ass, and like fuck flying units if I don't have a ranged attack, because fuck those guys and I hate them and I hope they die and burn in hell. And fuck the friend battle system for not being able to fucking work.
Yeah, I tried after we were done. I don't know what is going on.
I don't fucking know.
I gotta look up a video for this. Like, there has to be some people.
I haven't found one.
Oh my god, damn it.
I know. But yeah, after all the good and bad that I would have to say about this game, the simple fact is that I had so much fun with this that I wasn't able to put this down. I finished the game, like in terms of me playing it, in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Damn.
For like an 85, 90 hour experience. Because I finished before like we finished on here, and we took a month. I started like later than you did, like a week in, I think. And I finished like a week ahead or something like that, so it took me like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. So if you think about it, we roughly finished the game around the same time it took for us to play the game.
Yeah, but I was playing it like non-stop, like when I was like before work, after work, like I was staying up till fucking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't do that anymore because I'm tired from work and just tired in general because I'm a tired individual.
Same, I share that experience. Like, seriously, that's the thing. And plus, like, this is one of those games where I am clamoring for you to be, like, free. So that way, when we play this game, like,
I'm also clamoring to be free so we can fucking play this.
Yeah, like, seriously, that's why, like, whenever, like, I make sure that my schedule is, like, clear. So that way, when we hop on Skype and record this, I have a genuinely fun time. And that's what I love about it when we play a game like this. It's really fun. And if it's not, we make fun of it.
That's true.
But this was a game I had fun with. We didn't make fun of it. We griped at times, but we didn't make fun of it.
True, we didn't, and I enjoy that. There wasn't a lot to really make fun of because a lot of times when we played this game, it was generally just like being in awe of it and being like, oh, like, wow, this is really cool. Like, wow, this animation's really good. Wow, the music's really good. Wow, the story's pretty neat. Like, wow, like, all the promotions are cool. Damn, why aren't there more promotions? Fuck it. This is still cool. Like, oh, they make them pre-promotes now. That's neat. And it's like...
And plus, there were times when the game played off of its humor, like funny scenes with, like, in the main story and even reports. Like, you know, Berenice and Auk, Lex and Scarlet, scenes with Lex in it.
Any scene with Lex in it, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fun.
Yeah,
but
so we didn't need to make fun of it. That's the thing.
Exactly. No, it made fun of itself a little bit, which is enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to have to give this game like an actual number rating, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5. It's really close to just... It's honestly... I wouldn't say it's like, oh my god, it's absolutely incredible, life-changing. But it was an amazingly fun game.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me want to play it again from the jump just a little bit after doing 85 hours of shit.
Mm-hmm. I remember...
That says something. Even though I didn't fully go through with it, that says something.
Mm-hmm. And remember, everyone, this is just us speaking from the perspective of a tactical playthrough on the tactical difficulty.
Yes. Yeah, no, I didn't jump off of a Truce and Learn mode playthrough and said, let's do another.
Yeah. Like, that's why I'm not doing it. That's why, even though I got the difficulty, I'm not going Truce and Learn. I'm going to go through Expert and then Truce and Learn.
I'm the dumbass that's going straight to Truce and Learn because I'm stupid.
So, yeah, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Alex, thank you for joining me on this review.
Honestly, thank you for having me. I've had a wonderful experience.
And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that I was able to get this video out in time. Now, you may be wondering when this video is going to go out. It's going to go out the day before Union Chronicles 100 Heroes comes out, which I think is perfect timing.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Goodbye.